What's up, everybody? It's That Anime Show. Welcome. How are you? I'm Terri Doty. With me is Michael Tatum.
What is happening? Why do we feel like we're on NPR all of a sudden?
We've grown as people. Well, I just thought I'd start it off.
What is this we shit? No, we haven't. I have. Maybe you have.
Yeah.
You're looking great, by the way. I feel like I haven't seen you in like 2 months. It's been a while.
We spent New Year's together.
That didn't count. That didn't count. I mean, like, that was...
He doesn't remember that.
Although, actually, before that, we hadn't seen each other since we recorded our stuff for the Halloween special.
Which was awesome.
Yes. My favorite story was The Gracie Sack by Joel McDonald, which I came up with that name.
Yeah. That was the best title I liked. I liked it.
If it makes Joel laugh, I'm... And with us today, of course, Joel McDonald.
Hi.
And Jamie Marchi. It is Marchi.
Hello. It is Marchi. It is not Marchi.
Thank you. Of course, if you haven't been paying attention to Facebook and our website, Monica had to cancel. For the record, Joel was always going to be a part of the show. He's not replacing Monica. But
I would
Monica
be a poor substitute for Monica.
I don't think I can get up there. Monica's not available. Can we cast Joel? What?
It's happened before. He fills in for her all the time.
Right.
This is where you naturally want to go. When Monica's not available, Joel is the first thought.
Well, you'll never see us in the same room because really there is no Monica. It's just me pitched up.
I've always thought that for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never seen the two of you together, and I'm thinking, God, they do.
I loved you in Dead Man Wonderland.
It's just a dark bob wig, and that's it. Yeah.
No, yeah, Monica will be on another time, but,
Good.
stuff.
Because we love Monica.
Yes, we
So
do.
she can't be here today, but she's here in spirit.
It's, our last show was with Ian, in September.
That was a while ago.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. It was good. Someone was like, since Brief and Panty will be on, you should bring back Ian. I'm like, no, we just had him on. No. Like, I don't know why I said it like
So I
that.
could
Like,
break his other goddamn hand.
Did that. God.
We've gotten a lot of, like, can you please tell us what happened? Because it ended with
They always ask us
Ian
that.
and
And
Tatum
don't they know by now that we will never fucking
doing a
tell
thumb
them?
war. No,
We're
never
never
going
going
to
to tell them. Just stop asking.
Is that why Ian had that weird arm brace thing that kept his hand up in the air?
Yeah,
I know.
Which is
He
so
didn't
funny to
need it.
see
He
him
was just being a
record.
bitch.
It
He
seems
was
like he was
being a
very proud
show-off.
of
He didn't
Okay.
really need that
All right.
thing.
It was funny to see him go through doors.
He thought it would inspire people to high five him.
It didn't. Until, oh, your thumb's broken. Yeah, high five. Or high four. Well, what's been going on, everybody? I haven't really seen, like, I went to the
Somebody
Christmas
must have
party.
stories. I
got
mean,
to
it's
see
been
you
like,
guys,
it's been the holidays. Holidays are always a crazy time.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, like, there was, I had just gotten back from Vermont. Like, that night, my mom's house burned down.
Right.
Which was fun. She's there, everybody's doing great, but it was, I was half asleep when it happened, so the first thing I'm like, what? My mom's like, the house burned down. I'm like, oh shit, hold on. I'm up. What happened? Where the T and what doesn't even exist. What?
Why?
What happened? But
Just glad everybody was okay.
yeah, it's crazy. But everybody, like, donations altogether, people donated more than $2,000.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And,
Good job, people.
People sent, like, it got to the point where I had to, like, email people, like, please stop offering to send me things because I'm running out of room in my house.
That's a good problem to
It
have.
was great. It was great. Yeah, everybody was awesome. But yeah, con season dwindled, so now it's about to liven back up.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
We almost had our house burned down the same way.
What?
Yeah.
What?
My brother, Jean-Luc, he was good. My parents are now living in my grandfather's house, and they had it all redone, and my mom thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a fire for Christmas Eve in the fireplace, of course. And Jean-Luc said, why don't we call someone to clean it out? And the guy came, and he was like, you can't have a fire in here, because there was an open gap, because the house was built in the 60s, so it had fallen away.
My mom's house,
And if we had lit a fire, it would have
Gone up.
Well, see, 'cause that's-
gone. Like, there was less than a foot.
I never thought that was a thing.
I didn't either. Less than a foot from the fireplace was a stud for the wall. So it would have just gone all through inside the walls. And I was like, that's what happened to Terry's family.
Yeah. Which I took a lot of photos, and Colleen was like, I don't know if I could say this, but those photos look really cool. Like, they do. Instagram.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I just
like even like
spin.
photographer friends and like, when is stuff getting torn down? I'm like, you can't take photos in there, God damn it! Like, thank you.
Joshua wanted me to ask. He
Well,
loves to
my
take
band
pictures.
is doing
He loves to take pictures of like buildings that are falling apart or falling down, like burned out houses, buildings that have been like there was.
I
one,
love doing it too.
There was one on a street near our house that was being torn down. It was like an office building, like a 5-story office building, and it was being torn down, but. I guess the way they'd done it, it looked like it was half done. So from the street, it looked like just a cross section of a building. It was really kind of neat. And so he went in there and took pictures, and probably really shouldn't have, because there was like tape up and everything. But hey, no one caught him, and he got some great shots.
And now there's no evidence except this podcast.
Well, he's not going to post the pictures anywhere.
Yeah. So I was listening to that anime show, as everybody does. It's great, but like, oh man, what if they hear this? They're not going to listen to it.
What are they going to do? I
heard what you said.
There are pictures somewhere of something he probably shouldn't have done. Where is it?
I need to call somebody. Call the authorities. I heard on a podcast that somewhere in Texas there were some photos taken of a building.
It's Texas. You can do anything there.
That's right. It's right to work. That means right to do whatever we freaking want.
Yeah, do everything here except marry if I'm gay.
Right.
And I want to marry
It's a good thing you're
man.
not gay, though.
Yeah.
I'm common law married to a guy. It's true.
Fuck you.
No, I'm
Your
sure.
roommate
I don't
from
think
forever
I
ago?
would. It was my roommate from a while back. I don't know if I could visit him in the hospital if he was dying, but I did. We both moved out at the same time, but like neither of us were around for when the other moved out. So I moved out first and left the door locked with all the rest of his stuff in there. He showed up like the next day to move everything, and someone had broken in and stolen like $3,000 worth of his guitars and electronics equipment and stuff. Well, he thought that when I moved out, I just took it. And so he tried to get a warrant taken out for my arrest, went down to the Huntsville County Courthouse, and they told him, you guys are a couple. all of your stuff is like split, so you're fine. Yeah. But
I love it.
I don't know if it's still, because we haven't lived together for some time. And
Well, you stole all of his things.
You got half.
Did he ever understand that you did not steal his?
Yeah. We're buddy. But yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, it's I guess a shock of having to accept that you were married.
Right.
It was like, okay, well, I can, okay.
That'll bring you closer. Generally. Oh, we're married.
I guess Joshua and I are
let's talk
common
about
law
it then.
now, but that's common law. It's just like, it's not really, you're not
Yeah.
really married.
Common law is really
Common
that's
law, I
sweet.
guess I better get a ring. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
Well, Stephen was common law married to Kat, his roommate before me. They lived together for like 8 years. It's like, I just need a place to stay for 2 months. 8 years later.
Yes, according to the Magna Carta, I'm actually married to Joshua, but no. But yeah, the whole thing, like, yeah, the whole, I mean, he and I have discussed this before. I'm like, you know what? Even if it was, it's not like if you're ever in the hospital and they're gonna let me back to where you are. I mean, they're going to. It's going to happen.
You're what,
so
6'3"?
I don't
You
need.
know what you want. Yeah.
That's happened before, where he had to go to the emergency room a few years ago for something, and he called me to tell me that's where he was, and of course I raced over there, and they already had him hooked up and stuff back in the back, and I'm like, okay, where is he? I need to go see him. They're like, are you? I'm like, I'm telling you what I am. I'm going back to where he is, so we can do this the easy way, you can do this the hard way, or I can, whatever. And they were like, oh. Yeah, no, okay. And I was like, yeah, it's happening. You can either punch the button and let me in that door, or I can just crawl over this fucking desk right now.
yeah.
One
I
way
would
or the other,
actually
I'm
pay
gonna
to
be
see
back
you
there.
crawl over the desk, sir. Yeah,
It was really funny. Well, there was like an older woman there who was like, just let him back there, And it was a good thing too.
Just give him.
It was like, and then every time like doctor or nurses was like, are you supposed to be back? I'm like, yes, I'm supposed to be back here.
Are
Okay,
you
just
supposed to be back here?
why don't you fucking focus on, getting his shit and like stop. Don't worry about me. I'm not in your way. You just I was like really, I was such a dick
I
about
sound
it.
like more of a doctor than any of you.
I'm not a doctor, but I've played one.
I've played one on TV.
Vocally.
You may recognize me from, shit.
You may recognize me from. That has
Standing
happened.
in front of you right now.
You may remember me from such wonderful incidents as that fucking thing I screamed at you about 2 seconds ago.
We were walking, we got new neighbors a couple houses down. We were walking Zoe last night, and these new neighbors keep their windows open, and we saw that they were watching, I forget what show, but it was an anime, and Steve was like, walk faster. Go. I'm like, no! We were doing so well!
It was funny. And my husband, Brian, actually, he called me a few months ago for anime advice because he's, I don't know, he's some kind of venture capitalist, but there was this guy that he wanted to get an account from, this multimillionaire guy, and the guy was really into anime. And so Brian called me and he was like, hey, what can you tell me about anime? I need to get in good with this guy. Like, and I told him a couple of things to watch, and he called me like 2 nights later at like 1:00 in the morning. Like, I thought he was crying because it turns out he'd gone over to this guy's like mansion in Houston, and the guy has his own little private screening room and a library of anime. And he took Brian back there and he was like, so if you haven't seen a lot, let me show you something cool. And he pulls out this DVD and Brian's like, yeah, I'm down for whatever. And he puts it in and Brian said like 2 minutes into it, there's this octopus man with dick tentacles punching this girl, and he was just like, he was breathing it, he was like terrified. He was like, I don't know what you're doing with your life, man, but like, you need to find God or something. Like, that's not what all anime is. It's okay.
So, by the way, that wasn't anime. That was hentai.
Different.
There's a
That's
line
the shit I always
somewhere.
show to my family when they want to know what I do for a living, and then because then they never ask again.
That's
no,
good.
yeah, I've never had that problem. They just like, you do. My mom tells people I speak Japanese. Stop telling people that. Like, yeah, no, and she's got her own house. She's married, so there's that. I'm like, stop telling people I make tons of money and that I speak Japanese because I don't want to ever meet these people and then be like, oh, so, konnichiwa.
Sushi.
Sashimi. That's all I know. Seaweed. Okinawa.
Crab Rangoon. Wait. That's something else.
And delicious.
And Ola. Yeah. No, it's never happened, but never seen, because, you see neighbors sometimes have seen us do the show and, or heard us do the show, and I'm pretty sure they think, like, that we have, like, sex party, and then like, cool, bye! Right. Especially when Antimir was over, because he did that orgasm screaming, to where, like, neighbors watering their yards, like, they were like, what the fuck? But no. So.
Antimir's orgasm was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
How does your husband feel about that?
Don't tell Brian.
You were the gayest one in the room right now. I love it. It's true. It's kind of nice. I knew it.
You guys are back.
I knew if I waited long enough, I'd wear you down.
Like, you haven't been back on the show.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think I had you over. We were having like a party, and you're like, so what? Like, why did my head explode at the end of your episode? I'm like, that wasn't you. She's like, someone told me it did. No, it's not. No, that was Alexis. But
yeah.
No, I would never make your head explode without letting you know, sweetie.
Thank you, sweet. It's very sweet.
I might. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's just
my
me.
former lover here. I've got to
That's right.
treat her right.
You got to represent. Yeah, it has been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I couldn't do the Halloween thing.
No, you did the first one, you and Jean-Luc, which was just basically like, just let him keep going.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories.
And then Joel, I saw Joel when we did the Halloween special.
Yes.
The greasy suck. Which, like, do you want to do anything else? And he was like, I think I'm good.
Well, it's funny. Like, I guess Ian recorded after me, and he I started getting this string of texts from him, like, what was in the sack? What happened?
Ian recording it. I'm glad Ian was the last one to record that, because Ian plays Victor Costley. It's not Tatum, for those of you who hear an English accent and immediately go, that must be Tatum. Right. Or a faux English accent, because he's making fun of Vincent Price, Victor Costley. But he would respond to like, it was just two tracks, just letting him go. And what I didn't know was that Ian, like, must be deaf or something, because there was headphone bleed through in all of it. God damn it. But we made it work. The whole time, like, he'd say something, is that funny? Like, would you think it's funny? Like, it's funny that he came up with all that shtick on his own. He's hilarious, but
And his mother was fantastic. And
That was Steven.
yeah.
I was making fun of someone's wife after a party, and I'd never heard him do a voice before. Like, he'll do like, hi, like him and Tatum do that. Hi, I'm Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven. Oh.
But we were coming back from a party, and he's just like, what's wrong? I just want to leave this party. I hate your friends. And it just scared the shit out of me.
I like that.
Steven is like a
good.
Matryoshka doll. Every time you open it up, there's just another thing in there, and you're like, there's no end. Layers.
Weird.
He's an
like
onion
an
of
onion.
awesome. Yeah. And I cry every
Actually, yeah, Steven with any of you guys is dangerous. Especially these two, Jamie and Joel. Because Jamie and Steven were like separated at birth.
Yes.
Ah.
That's
And
true.
you and Steven together, just working together is hilarious. Which I mentioned during Ian's interview, and he's like, I worked with Steven. I'm like, you did! No, like it's like a different dynamic. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure it is. Well, let's finish this interview. Sorry.
I'm so glad it's not awkward. It's good.
But yes, I like the shirt you're sporting.
Yeah,
there,
that's
buddy.
my Sergeant Frog.
Yeah.
Yay,
Nice.
frog.
I like it.
I like even in your studio. There's some frogness. A lot of frogness.
I've got, and actually I need to get the ladder back in there because I have these 4 little cutouts of all of the frogs, and I've got Kero and Kulu and Giro and Tanama all lined up, and I've got Doro like way up top by the ceiling, but like I want to like move one of the ceiling tiles and have him peeking out of the ceiling tiles because that's where he's always hanging out. No.
Fucking ninja.
I watched the Sergeant Frog Christmas episode the other like around Christmas. I think it was like the day after. Yeah. And then on my birthday, I always watch the Michael Jackson episode of The Simpsons with the Lisa It's Your Birthday song.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I sing all day. It was great. It was a good holiday.
What I do on Christmas Day, we watch Trapped in the Closet, like a 2-hour. I think
Gotta
that
love
it's
IFC.
a tradition that's
What is
gonna
this?
stick
What is
with
Trapped
us.
in the Closet?
I don't know what Trapped in the Closet is.
It's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And
Came back, y'all.
He's telling a story about this guy who's trapped in the closet because this girl's husband comes home, and then it just like the story builds and builds and builds. It doesn't get like good. It
No,
just
it's-
gets weird and like
Okay.
crazy.
They know it's bad.
Yeah.
What's R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He's
he,
insane.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and he
wait,
plays
so
with
it's like-
a lot of the characters.
Okay, so it's just like, okay, I'm thinking, is it like him just sitting next to like a fireplace with a book reading it, like, or what?
No,
Like, what
it's
is-
like it's like a music video with characters,
Yeah. Soap opera.
but it's just a
music
lot of
video.
like sing talking,
Right.
and it's
Like an R.
so
Kelly video. Yeah. Where
horrible.
you're like, wow,
And
this is
it's
a horrible
wonderful.
video. And they're like, let's make it 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. They had a marathon on Christmas, and my mom and Jean-Luc and I were like, we should probably watch that.
We should.
We could watch something Christmas themed, or
we could watch The
Trapped in the
Room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were stuck. We got iced in.
We almost did. We shouldn't have driven, but we went to my mom. She has a temporary house now, and it's bigger than every other family member's house. I'm like, oh wow, this is a really nice house. You should keep this one. But my nephew is 4, so we had to watch cartoons. I'm like, this is great. But whatever. No Trapped in the Closet for me.
But it snowed here in Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Snowed.
Yeah.
Snowed
White
Christmas
Christmas, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Christmas
all that you were
Eve
in.
we did,
okay.
I was in Oklahoma,
Woo.
but it iced for hours before the snow started. So we tried to go see family, and we were on this road. My parents live in the country, and we were on a country road with lots of ditches. And my mom could have gone another way and taken a major road, but for some reason she thought the one with the big ditches was the route to go when it was icy. And so we made it a mile, and she started sliding through an intersection, and she was barely going. And the truck that was in that intersection started sliding, and she just turned the wheel, and he just kept going, and then she stopped, and we all went,
Yeah.
and she said, so we'll just make the mile square and go back. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea, Mom. Let's do that. So then we just stayed for the rest of the time and hung out and didn't have to see anybody and didn't have to do anything. It was awesome.
Didn't have to. That sounds awesome.
We drove to Lufkin and then Rusk. These are places that if you have
I
not
know
been...
where Lufkin is. I know Lufkin.
Yeah.
They sound like generic colognes.
Lufkin.
Lufkin.
I-
Lufkin
we-
cologne would have a picture of like a steer on it.
Yeah, Lufkin.
When I was living there would be the newspaper mill. It smelled rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we moved when I was 7, and I think that was like the year that it was like big news that they were getting a second Mazio's. And I was just like, we have to go. I was 7, and I was like, we don't need to be here. This is, I don't like football
This is a
already.
black hole.
Mazio's Pizza? Nothing?
You don't know Mazio's?
Oh, that was the birthday
I didn't
spot.
move here till like I was like 12.
They have Mazio's in
From
Oklahoma
Mexico?
City, too. Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Hispanic.
They made me do the hat dance at the border. Actually, someone made me do that on her birthday.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah?
I was thinking
Yeah.
I had
Around the cooler because I didn't bring Mexican beer because that was requested. I'm like, well, she's like, you have to christen them to make them Mexican.
Yeah, you have to do a Mexican hat dance around the hat. Monica and I had a quinceañera for our birthdays this year because our birthdays are only 3 days apart.
It's awesome.
And then my roommate's birthday was 3 days after Monica's, so I'm the 8th. Or no, it's 3 after mine. I'm in the middle. She's 5th. I'm 8th. He's 11th. And so we had this giant quinceañera at our house. We had really, really, really big dresses on.
I was not expecting.
We didn't tell anybody.
No.
We
It's just like, hey!
Quinceañera. And so, if you guys don't know what a quinceañera is, it's a traditional Latin birthday party for the girls when they're 15. Quinceañeras.
It's like a sweet 16,
But a year
ridiculous.
early, and
a year early,
there's
and
bounce houses and
you get
cake.
more money. And
It's
you
like
have
a
to wear
pre-wedding.
I wanted one. My mom's like, no.
Yeah.
You just, in the nicest way, you look white.
No.
Let's not.
We got our dresses from a quinceañera store down in Oak
It was
Cliff.
for some fun dresses, although hugging you guys, I'm like, ow. And
It was a lot of fun.
there was video floating around. We were 9, 10 people
9 or
were able
10.
to fit under Monica's dress without it being obvious.
Wow.
Yeah, like
It was
we were just
funny.
like tickling her. I'm like, this is weird. We need to get out of here soon. And
It
like,
was funny.
I didn't even know Santa was in there. Interesting. Like,
Yeah, and then we had a mariachi band.
crash your party.
As you
to the
do.
party.
As you do.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I would have
And
those. For
It was a
any
little
party.
because everybody started dancing, and the mariachi band was like 8, 9 people.
It was bigger.
And everybody started dancing the floor because she's on
On
an
the
upper
second
level. The floor started moving, and me and Colleen are in the corner. We're like, "This is gonna be really funny when we survive." Like, no, they're like, "You should dance." No, like holding onto the wall.
Yeah, the house that I live in was built in 1919, so it's
It's such a cool setup.
I love it. I love my house, but
It's almost 100 years old.
it is, and it's haunted, totally haunted.
Awesome.
Leah lives in the apartment downstairs, so
It's like a
we
TV show.
share ghosts.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are you sure it's not just Leah?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise,
It's not just Leah.
right?
Well, there's a lot of OMG on these EVPs.
Listen,
That's raspberry
And-
lip balm.
what does that smell?
I would let Leah
I
haunt me.
didn't know they made raspberry lip balm back in the day. That's amazing.
We got into an argument last time I talked to her because she swears she doesn't think I could pick a vegan cupcake out of half a dozen cupcakes. Like 5 regular cupcakes and a vegan one. Like,
Okay, she's so for the longest time I'm like, yeah, you brought cupcakes. God damn you. But
Right.
I have to eat them. They're
Right.
there.
nah.
But,
I made the
um,
mistake once, the first time, but
Was it like a funky flavor?
it was supposed to be like maple something, and I think she
No,
just
I
like
don't know.
scraped a piece of bread against a tree.
Not a fan.
Yeah, right.
Vegan, yay!
Yeah, that doesn't sound. I've
It's
had some
okay
other-
to
I've
kill
had
it if it
some-
doesn't have a face.
It's true. So make sure you kill it when it's looking away.
Right, there you go. She brought a bag of homemade dried kale chips once, and I was like, that looks like a quarter ounce of weed. You're really gonna.
Which even then you're like, I know.
That
it's
looks
not
like
weird.
something I would feed a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A small pet.
Yeah, that I didn't like very much.
that I
Yeah.
that I find.
No, I
in a
don't do
rock.
that to, like, Steven's like, oh, we could, for someone's birthday, oh, I could make, those, that vegan cake that I made, I'm like, no, make them a real cake. Like, we're weird enough. Don't have, no. But, no.
You have eggs coming out of your backyard. You have to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is weird. Apparently there was a commentary done, and Ian, like, brought up the eggs, but at no point mentioned the chickens, just referred to them as Stephen eggs.
Also believable.
Yeah, I like it. Believable. I just get this visual of Stephen Hatch, like, squatting down and...
Can we get some fan art on this, like, right now?
He does the chicken dance, and then we have eggs.
Somebody does the chicken dance, and he sits down like this little. I think what I'm going to give him like a hammock chair, but it's going to be shaped like an Easter basket.
Don't do
it's
that
for
to
your
me.
egg lay.
Stephen will be sitting there.
Yeah,
I made
like,
an egg.
it's just we've got the chickens now. We just ordered our bees, and we're cutting out processed foods. And I was telling all this to Christy.
Die over here.
I was telling this to Christy Bingham, or
backyard.
Christy Kang, and she's like, "You realize you sound like a really big hippie." I'm like, "But I hate hippies." She's like, "So you're a hypocritical. You're a hippo. You're a hippo.
You're a hipcree."
No, but you're
gonna get bees, and it's gonna be awesome. But I'm gonna die.
Okay, it's not like like you're gonna go into the backyard and they're just gonna be flying around and just like hang out in the backyard.
Whatever, something's
well,
gonna happen.
What are they gonna do? Like, what do they do then? Just stay in their little box all the time?
Yeah, kind of. Or
I don't believe it.
That doesn't sound very.
Because everyone I know
nice
that has
to
bees, or every time I've seen bees or beekeepers, they're wearing fucking suits.
It's true.
Yeah, when they're going for the honey.
Exactly. Well, you're gonna have to
go for the honey.
I'm not gonna
go for honey with you here.
Yeah, you
because,
will. Yeah, you
you're complaining now, and I
think
hate
it's funny. I love the idea that you're having bees. I think it's really cool. I'm just a little scared.
He was so self-indulgent. Like, hey, we're gonna get bees. Oh, then I can't come over anymore.
I can't come over anymore because you have bees. You're gonna have bees, things that can kill me. You're gonna have fucking thousands of them in your backyard.
You can also blame Monica invested in it. She's like, ooh, I want honey. I don't want the bees.
Everybody wants me dead.
I will invest in the honeyness.
Yeah.
Which. Like,
I did find
we're doing
out,
the eggs and the honey, and we're starting, like, bigger gardens, and Steven's like, maybe I should start, like, selling stuff. I'm like, if you do, you should name the brand Get Hoff. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
We're just called. Oh. I don't know how you would spell that, but yeah. I'm allergic. We found out basically. I have bad news for you about the bees. Like, I can't eat the honey. I'm allergic to raw honey too. Apparently now. I found that out a few months ago.
So fucking dramatic.
I'm also allergic to cotton and wheat products. And no, I'm
make this list for your fan club.
I was like, you're allergic to cotton. That
would
be horrible.
I know. I don't want to be one of those people that's allergic to everything. No. Just because God love them. I have a friend that's allergic to everything. I'm allergic to peanuts. They can kill me. If you've had a Reese's peanut butter cup in the last 2 years, then you're around me within 5 feet. It can kill me. Like that. No, that's
those
ridiculous.
are the people you hate on the airplane, and we don't get our nuts because you have some sort of allergy.
Like, actually, don't even look at me because you've touched peanuts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this reminds me of a Christmas story that I just thought of. Okay, so Christmas Eve, we went over to my parents. Oh, really? Really? Well, never mind. I don't want to bring the room down. Fuck you.
No, I'm good.
We went Christmas Eve. I was originally going to be at a convention, but it didn't work out, so I didn't go.
Yeah.
And which was fine because that way I didn't get snowed in to that side of the country, which I would have been had I gone.
Yeah.
And I was able to spend Christmas Eve with my family, which my mom usually does Christmas Eve dinner, and so they were very upset that I wasn't going to be able to come. So I was able to show up and surprise them all. No, I told my mom so she wouldn't freak out and not have enough food, but I didn't tell anyone else. So we showed up, and they were all. My nephews and my brother and sister-in-law were all really like, yay! So it was fun. However, I did learn the important lesson of, like, next time I do that, I don't expect Christmas gifts. Because no one thought I was going to be there, so no one brought us anything. But, whatever, it's not the point.
That's when you still pretend you're out of town.
But my dad had been given by my sister-in-law because my dad's really, like Josh was, insanely into spicy foods. The more painful it is, the better. And I like spicy food, but I can't handle the shit that he can handle. I just can't. I'm like, wow. But he will get it to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm in pain. I need coconut milk to wash this shit down, but the endorphins are released and it's amazing. It's like a high. I'm like, holy shit. How do you do this? He has, my father had been given by my sister-in-law this hot sauce that they found somewhere, and it was called death sauce.
That does sound like fun.
That's something
and it's not, but, and Joshua just thought, oh, this is great, and my dad was telling me, oh yeah, I ate it on a burger the other day, it's really good, it's really hot, and Joshua, of course,
brought the animal back to life.
Decided to, whatever. So he gets some tortilla chips and just starts scooping this stuff out of the jar and eating it. And I have, just to let you know how hot I thought it was, I grazed the chip on, I just poked it in there and didn't even have, it was just
You tap it off.
I was like, okay, this has been braised, very likely braised by this sauce. I could not bring my tongue to that chip without going, I'm not eating this. I'm not eating this. I was like, fuck a bunch of that. And Josh is over there eating scoopful after scoopful. Wow. And my dad is too, and they're both just red in the face and sweating, and I'm like, you're both gonna die tonight.
What is that?
Yeah, that looks like so much fun.
Well, and indeed, and then later he was like,
I'm good.
Well, we found out the hard way that this is not stuff that you're supposed to eat like that. It's meant to be infused as an ingredient, like a drop of it, say, in a thing of soup or whatever, as a part of a marinade. It's not a dip. It's not a dip. And Joshua found this out about 6 hours later when he woke up in the middle of the night going, oh my God, it's going through my lower intestine. Oh! And I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I'm just going to have to let it pass. Oh God! I thought he was giving birth.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Because it was shredding his insides.
Because it was shredding his intestines. And I'm like, he was like, I thought it was. I did this and the whole next day, all Christmas Day, he was like, oh.
But it tasted so good.
It tasted so good. It was so hot going down. I'm like, yeah, now it's hot there too.
It's going to be, hot coming out.
It's the same way. Oh my God, this is so hot. Try it. No.
Yeah. I like some heat. Don't get me wrong. I like spicy, but I'm not.
You do.
The point where I'm. The point at which I'm in pain is when I draw the line. I'm like, I don't want to be in pain. Life.
Yeah, that's
I feel bad. I'm like, these poor plants really didn't want to be eaten. They've tried so hard not to be eaten, and now the fact that they've done it is what makes them appealing to us. We wouldn't eat them otherwise, but the fact that they're so hot and they cause so much pain. Poor bastards.
Stephen gave, you some peppers and you chopped.
Yes. Yeah. I think there were 2 peppers out of the half dozen that he gave us that were fine. You could eat them raw, no problem. And then the other 4 or so, death peppers, Guatemalan and sandy peppers. So they were nuts.
Peppers.
Yeah.
And it was you and someone else were like, hey, just so you know, if you get it all over your hands and you immediately wash them, it's still not okay to rub your eyes.
That's right. That's right.
No,
that
water
was me.
That's why you can't drink water when the really, really hot stuff, the capsaicin, it doesn't do anything. It just spreads it around. That's why they say milk is better, because it actually coats and it doesn't spread.
Or eat something, eat bread or chips.
Yeah, this one I had chopped up these jalapenos and then washed my hands thoroughly, soap and water, and a couple minutes later, rubbed my eye. And immediately was like, oh my God, why did I do that? Touched it again. And just 10 seconds later, my entire face is just red and swollen. And
Thanks, man.
He's laughing.
He hatches those peppers too.
He does.
You don't know it, Steven. It depends on what corner of the house he goes to hatch it. It's like, is this going to be a pepper or is it going to be an egg? I don't know.
It is more reasonable to me that Steven could lay an egg than that he would make that sound.
Get him to make that sound for you. It's great. It's what happens when he lays an egg. You've never seen it.
Look, if he's listening, Steven, do the sound. Nope.
Was it an egg or a pepper?
Sounds like an egg.
That's definitely an egg, yeah. A pepper would be more like, oh!
That's surprising.
I want to point out to you this, and I'm sure they can hear this. This is the easiest puzzle in the world. I've just figured it out.
So, no.
This is dumb. Oh, I see. This is just a stand. Sorry.
Yeah. No, actually, Steve's like, why are you putting the puzzles there? I'm like, because Tatum sits there. Planning like you're a kid in a waiting room at a doctor's office. Why did I give you a noisy one?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Now everyone can listen to Tatum and do the puzzle for a while.
Well, don't watch me. I can't do it good if you're watching me. It's weird. Performance anxiety.
So, other than
better show up. Everyone's staring at you.
No.
With their ears.
Well, they don't know. They don't know. I'm like, oh, look. I just figured it out.
Foley.
Oh, no.
Boom.
That's right. Someone save that for later.
Yeah.
Take noises.
Take that. Put it back. I'll give you the stress cupcake. You can do that.
Oh, okay. Give me the stress cupcake. I need to play something with my hands.
Is that a vegan?
You need to play something with your hands.
This is vegan. It tastes like one if you eat it. I love it. By the way, I love how like people that make vegan stuff, like you can't tell the difference between this and a normal one. Like when's the last time you've eaten a normal one? So you don't know. I've had both, so I know. Fuck you.
I stopped being a vegetarian a couple months ago.
Yay!
Welcome back. Well, actually, I was talking to Jill. I'm like, you remember when I was a vegetarian?
Now I can actually go
Why did
out
I
with
do
you
that?
places.
No,
delicious.
it was actually just for health reasons, and I've actually sped up my metabolism quite a lot. I've actually lost more weight since then.
You've gotten really, really trim. You're looking good. You're looking good.
It's
just so
Well, I'm becoming that gym rat
vegetarian.
thing. They're like, look at this guy. Hey, Ernie, look at this guy. He doesn't know how to use this machine. Can I help you? Because I've been here for a year now. But Steven had been one for 20 years, and I'd been one for 5, and only been one because I was dating a vegetarian and now married to one. But he's like, oh no, let's make some enchiladas for your mom. And I'm like, first of all, you don't make enchiladas for a Mexican woman who taught me how to make enchiladas. And he's, well, we'll put some fake meat. She won't even know the difference. I'm like, yes, she will. You've been a vegetarian so long that you don't remember what the thing that this is mocking actually tastes like. But yeah, no, it's like, can you believe it's vegan? Yeah. I mean, it's good, but I still want a cupcake with the egg used, not the powdered egg substitute.
Yeah,
and
real milk and whatever it is Yeah, I love it when people try to say a mushroom's going to be like a burger. It's not.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's nuts.
So nice.
Very cute. I mean, I have a great amount of respect for people that can anyone that mindfully goes about how they eat, because most of us don't.
Right.
We're just like, if it's there, I'll eat it, and I don't care what's in it or how it got made or whatever. But vegetarians and vegans, it's an incredible. It takes an incredible amount of discipline, and I applaud that. But
well, I could
never do it myself.
I've had some great vegetarian and even vegan meals, but it's always just kind of like, that would be great unless I could get to the store and.
Right. Because I also have a great amount of respect for someone who can cook a steak really nicely.
Sure. Yeah. There you go.
Now that we, Steven and Ian, text each other, guess what I did today? Ian came over to record, and I made him, I made sure that Steven made him something. Ian was eating it, and he's like, what's the spice on this? And Steven's like, just lemon pepper. And he's like, no, there's something else. Can I see, the lemon pepper mix? And he's like, see? That's what I tasted. I tasted this. And I'm like, oh my God, can we just record this so you can get the hell out of my house? Foodie.
One of the first times me and Ian hung out, he was like, dude, come over to my place. I'm going to make you the most amazing burger in the world. And he proceeds to make really good burgers, but they're done. And then there's 2 or 3 more steps that he wants to do to he was like, oh no, then you got to let it steam under this bowl so the bun gets just perfectly crispy. And I'm like, give me that fucking burger. 10 more
Sounds
minutes.
wearing off.
Yeah.
Well, come on. But,
have this ready by the time I get here next time.
Right. Yeah.
This is just torture.
Or give me more liquor or something.
We eat all but one meal is still vegetarian, but also just things are easier. Shopping, I save so much money.
Sure.
I'm this mock thing that has 4 quote unquote turkey patties is $7, and I could get a whole turkey for just a little more than that. A real one. But Thanksgiving was great.
Oh, I bet.
I met someone recently.
No cow, no pork.
Who we had Joshua's friend's family. Invited us over for a family dinner. It was around the holidays. It was kind of their holiday get together for friends and family. Which they do. Yeah, kind of like that. And his mom is an amazing cook, and she made goose. Ooh. She prepared goose, which is amazing. I love waterfowl. Waterfowl is the reason I will never be a vegetarian, because I eat the fuck out of ducks and geese and swan. If you could eat a swan, I would eat them. Huh?
You eat the fuck out of it?
I eat the fuck out of it. I eat everything. I love duck. Okay, every time if I have good
called
duck,
an old King Clancy.
If I have,
I don't know what that was, but I liked it.
Look it up.
Really? Because it sounds like an old 17th century Christmas carol.
Do you want me to?
No, I believe you because
right
I don't.
here.
I believe you. I just think
it has to do with eating the fuck out of something.
Called an old King Clancy.
Wow.
Continue with your family story.
No, I forgot it now. No, there was a guy
right.
there. There was a guy there. I don't know him. There was a guy there who's like 33 years old.
Never
had
goose.
had never had goose. Didn't know what a goose was.
You mean like a duck?
Pretty much, yeah. I had no idea. I'm like, and I refuse to believe him. I'm like, you're just saying this to get attention. Like, you know what a goose is. You fucking know what a goose is. Where have you been all your life at 33 and you don't know what a goddamn goose is? Like,
You gave him a life lesson.
I did. I had to grill him. I'm like, you don't know what a goose is.
Well, it makes you wonder what has your life been that you don't know what a goose is.
I think he knows what a goose is.
By the way,
I think
you're
he was
wearing
just
a
lying
shirt.
to make conversation. People do that sometimes. Like, I've
Yeah.
never seen a goose. Tell me about a goose. And you're like, oh, fuck you. You know what a goose is. Shut up. Be more.
Sounds like something that's a little, like
That's when you have to turn it around. Tell me about why you don't know what a goose is. What was your childhood
what
like?
was your life?
Never
What
seen
what
Willy
cave
Wonka?
on fucking Mars were you sitting in with your
Right.
eyes closed and your fucking fingers in your ears that you don't know what a goddamn goose is?
how did you get here?
Yeah, how did you get it?
Magic
Where are you
carpet.
from? Show me your fucking passport.
And if that's
show
a
me,
yes,
show me
then
your
I'm going to need
papers.
to see your magic
Show me your
carpet.
driver's
That'd be
license
really
or
great,
something.
yeah.
I need to see that you're a real person. Yeah,
I'm really mad that you
that
don't
was
know
my
what
thing.
that
That was my thing. Is you're meeting someone in their 30s who had no concept of what
Who
a goose
lies
was.
about not knowing what a goose is.
Either way, it's kind of weird. Either way, like if you're gonna lie about something to make yourself interesting, that's a weird choice.
It is weird.
It is a weird choice. But if you don't know what a goose is, that's weird too. So I'm like, there's
Both
way.
things very strange.
Gaps in knowledge. Everybody's got them.
Yeah.
If you've never had goose before, though, it's really good. It's very rich. It's all dark meat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, so duck too, which is why
yeah.
it's super fat.
Oh, it's so good. Though.
first-
When I eat duck, I can't go to the park the next day because I will just start picking ducks up and eating them. And, they'll find me in a fountain covered with blood and feathers.
Oh, you just reminded me. I'm like, fuckers never played Duck, Duck, Goose? No.
Exactly.
Watched Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah, nothing. I'm like, yeah, you've.
Want to go?
Yeah.
And goose? Nothing.
I don't
Mother
know.
goose.
Somebody never.
Mother goose.
Mother Goose.
Mother goose. Even the concept of just goosing someone. Like,
Just
Right.
yell at someone. No, I'm not talking to that fucker. The fucker lied about not knowing what a goose.
Motherfucker doesn't know what a goose
Yeah.
is. How he is not life competent.
And if there's anyone listening that doesn't know what a goose is, you need to do some fucking research.
What
Oh my
about
god, yes,
the
look at the
wheel-
fuck up.
the wheel of
GOOSE.
animals?
Go Google that shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't a goose like on the wheel of animals? Like as a kid, like the goose said, or the duck says, or I guess a goose. I don't know, but that seems
Probably. Either way, there's very few places in the world where geese are not indigenous.
Well, and it's one of those lessons that you learn when
Like some, you know,
the plural of a word is not even the same as the word. It's
Yes.
not gooses, it's geese. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
mooses, it's moose.
Yeah,
It's
it's not mouses, it's mice.
right. It's in one of those groups. Like we learn all of that person's a fucking liar. And I was like,
Let's find this motherfucker and be like, see what else they don't know.
right.
That Anthony show exclusive.
This is a cat.
Cats go meow, motherfucker.
about to beat you with this bat, just for
The
being so
rooster goes
stupid.
didgeridoo.
That's
Son
about.
does
I
not.
don't understand, because if you're around a big group of people, the last thing you want to do is call them out, unless you're just that big of a dick, which depends for me. But we were talking about states because sometimes my old roommate and I.
Cupcake, sorry.
Cupcake.
This
Stress
cupcake.
cupcake fell. The
My old
stress
roommate and I
cupcake
used
fell.
to
Looks
see
like a
how many
prolapsed
states
anus.
we could name in 3 minutes. And there was this girl that I didn't know there was a
Unfortunate.
New Mexico. I'm like,
Wait, what?
I didn't know that there was a New Mexico. I'm like, well, it's not a new Mexico.
It's a New Mexico.
New
It's like the
Mexico.
New Testament. It's a fulfillment
And
of
she
Mexico.
proceeded to like, well, what did they do with the old one? I'm like, bitch! I know you know this is a state. I know you do. Like, a New Mexico. It's New Mexico.
What's the capital of New Mexico? New
What they do with
Mexico
Old
City?
Hampshire. Bitch. Not everything in, New Mexico has the word new in it. New Monterey. New Juarez.
Many years ago, and I think I've mentioned this on here before, but many years ago, I knew a girl who was in her 20s at the time who argued with me till she was blue in the face about how it's impossible to see the moon during the day. Even though there was the moon right there in this blue sky.
What did she
and
think it was?
She was like, well, that's not the moon, that's a cloud. I'm like, okay.
So what kind of cloud is it?
What kind of cloud is it? Yeah, and it's really high up there, and it's not changing shape, and it's not really moving as fast as the other clouds around it.
And the face is in there.
Yeah.
Or the bunny rabbit, depending upon what you see.
This was a person who I'm pretty sure is this phenomenon that like they were convinced that you just can't. They were somehow got in their head that you can't see the moon.
Like it's behind the sun.
Like it's behind the
Fucking
sun
idiot.
or whatever. Just the blue covers everything up. You can't see the moon. But having never looked for it before and never been shown, once she was shown, she was like, well, now I got to look like an idiot. So I'm going to argue this point, even though I know in my heart of hearts that that's a fucking moon I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm going to argue like to try to make it to try to make the other person empathize. Well, of course I could see why you would think there is no moon in the sky because that totally does look like a cloud. No, you're a stupid cunt. It's a fucking moon and you know it.
Yeah.
You know what a goose is too. Shut up.
Liars.
There was a girl in my junior year in high school. There was a girl who could not pick out North America on a map.
What?
Yeah, because her
To be
logic
fair,
was
it was a
when
map of
she
Ireland.
went out to point it out, and it she went up to point it out, and she pointed to Canada, and the teacher was like, "No, try again," and she was like, "No, that's North America." She's like, "No, that's Canada," and the girl goes, "No, because this is America and this is North America." I'm like, oh God.
Oh,
She probably owns a hospital now or something.
she's probably really important
Yeah.
and makes
In
lots
Canada.
of money
Yeah.
and has lots of kids.
She's the wife of some politician.
Yeah.
In New Mexico. She has no idea where she is.
New Mexico.
I've never. Sometime I'm
thinks
gonna have
she's
to go to
in
the old
Mexico.
one. Says I don't think the old one's around anymore. I think they tore it down.
No, actually, like it's just a parking lot now.
They tore the old one down to make room for a Luby's.
Yeah, it's a really nice
Luby's.
to be fair.
It never. I think I've stopped being amazed at how stupid people are. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there was a time. I don't mean to sound so cynical, but there was a time when
No, I
people
do.
would like
Go for it.
when people would be like, I don't know what a goose is, and my first response would be like, no, that's impossible. But like when this guy was like, I don't know what a goose is, and I'm like, of course you don't know. Of course you don't. And by that time, the person had already displayed themselves as being a sub genius. And so by the time they say that, I'm like, of course you don't know what a goose is. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
That
makes me
maybe
sad.
perhaps that should be the right response when someone says something so absurd and you know that they're lying. Of course you don't.
And then just walk
Of
away.
course
And then
you
just
don't.
leave it.
Of course you
don't know what a
I
goose
picture the inside of your skull being like your amygdala with two brain cells just trying to make a fire out of them. And like,
Why are
just
you
not
hitting
even getting a
yourself? Why are
spark.
you hitting yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just say, and I know you
What's
don't know what
an
any of that
amygdala? Never
means.
Very chipper. I love it.
Of course you don't.
It's the holiday. The holidays are very draining. So when they're over with, you're all kind of like, oh, I hate people. Like I'm never
Yeah, I was very
really. I don't keep the spirit of Christmas very long.
I was very
When it's over, I'm
chill
like,
about
"God."
like I was up at the studio and an actor, I won't say his name, but he was like, "Happy Holidays," and he pointed at me and went, "Happy Hanukkah." And I just went, you know what? I let Trina slide a couple years ago. I'm just gonna keep letting everybody slide. And just so you know, I'm not. So what are you?
What?
Happy Holidays. That's all I gotta say. It's Happy Holidays.
Right now, I'm really pissed off and offended.
I just don't wish
I'll let
anybody
you know
happy
later.
shit anymore.
It's the holiday.
Because I don't really care. I don't care. Did people really care? Like a person you don't know. Like, I hope you have a wonderful. You don't care.
If you don't, I will find you.
Let me know. Seriously. Call me and let me know how your holidays were. I want to know.
Send me a card and let me know that
Details.
everything went okay. I want to make sure everyone has a good holiday or Hanukkah or whatever your holiday is. Let me know what it is.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm gonna just start telling everyone.
I want to make up a holiday and start celebrating that.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe-
that's how most holidays get started.
Yeah,
should have another
Valentine's
one.
Day especially.
Yeah, you just start saying like
Valentine.
Happy Sock Monkey Day, and people will go, "Oh, I didn't know it was Sock Monkey."
It's
I could
Sock-
totally get behind Sock Monkey Day.
There's
Yeah.
a giant one behind you, which was a Christmas present.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
My friend
it's a
Sarah,
giant
who,
sock
she's like,
monkey.
well, I know you like sock monkeys. I'm like, so you got me a 4-foot one? I don't even know what to do with this. Like,
This is way too much Sock Monkey.
I think, like,
Too much sock monkey.
my little sister,
Too
I
much.
told her that I had that, and she's like, can you, like, have that in the passenger seat next time you come visit? I'm just going to start driving with it, just for the story that people, so I pulled up to this car. Giant sock
monkey.
That happened to me when I was in Iowa.
you
There
can
was
totally
a
drive an
giant
HOV
bear and
lane
a
now.
skeleton in the back seat, and they were both buckled up and, like, waving.
awesome.
Took a photo of it.
Carpool lane.
And
Exactly,
that
HOV.
teddy bear did show up to the convention later. It was
nice.
weird. Like, but not the skeleton. What's up with that? No, giant soft monkey. Didn't really, like, Steven and I were like, we're not doing gifts, just, we got PlayStation.
I tried to tell everyone in Joshua's side of the family not to get me anything this year because it was my way of saying, I'm not getting you anything, so we'll just spend time with each other and we'll enjoy each other's company. They got me shit anyway. I'm like, why don't you people fucking listen? God damn it.
I'd much rather just get you something like, hey, I saw this, thought of you.
So I kind of said, yeah, exactly, that's my thing. But I'm like, you give me a gift, and I'm like, oh, look, that was what I was going to get for myself anyway if I didn't have to buy you something.
I did it. My mom really wanted to get gifts, and with everything, I'm like, please don't give me anything. Please don't spend money. And she got me a flashlight, like a tiny one. I'm like, cool. I hate to tell you this, but I've got like 7 because I live with Stephen Hoff. And one of the survival bracelets, I've got like 3 now that, they unravel into string in an emergency. I don't see myself in it. Thank God I have these 3 ropes. But,
at least no one gave me...
I'm in a car accident. No! I have string!
No!
String.
And then when you're done with it, you can return it and they'll give you another one.
I was in a car accident, and I used all of my string. Can I get some more string?
She used all of it, guys. All of it.
Well, you used all of your string, miss? All of it.
Bitch is serious.
Well, I know what to ask for Christmas.
String! I came back, from holidays, even working through the holidays. And was this like this for you too, Michael? It was nonstop, hardcore working.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I always work through the holidays. Yeah. Because, it's, it's fucking, people understand we don't get paid unless we work. We don't get vacation days. We don't get sick days. If we don't get, Yeah, I got a jury duty recently by just saying, look, I'm self-employed if I don't.
You did do it.
Yeah, if Daddy doesn't go to work, Daddy doesn't get paid.
Exactly.
So Daddy needs to not go to jury duty. Thank you.
I did jury duty, and I didn't have to serve or anything. I got called to a court case to serve, and then they were like, man, they decided to settle it once they knew there was a jury there, and they were like, okay, fine, we'll do this or whatever. So I got paid $6,
Ooh.
And then I forgot to cash that check, so it went back, I guess. I don't know. I lost it. But yeah, I'm going to a convention at the end of this month in Las Cruces, Las Cruces Anime Days. And I have a friend there who's a writing partner of mine, and then Jean-Luc is going to school at NMSU too. So I'm going to stay a week because his birthday's the week after. So I'll have birthday and hang out with my friend Amy. And in order to do that and actually be able to enjoy my time, I have to double up on episodes for the next 2-3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so I'm a little I've been
it happens, and it's weird when you work from home, as we writers do. It's really funny how it's so easy to just put it off. It's so easy to be like, well, you know what, I've got all day tomorrow, I'll just get a script done in a day. No, you won't.
No, you won't. You're not going to do that.
You have these illusions. Well, it's anytime you work from home.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard to be.
I've never done it, but I could do that.
You might get more work done if you go to jury duty with your laptop and try to write.
That's true.
Exactly.
You just be like, jury number 3. What's a 3-syllable word for?
Yeah.
What's a 3-syllable word for goose?
Well, I've never heard of a goose. What's a goose?
Line. Dismiss juror number 2.
I cannot sit on this jury because I don't know what a goose is. I don't know what a goose is.
Lawyers, how the fuck do you not know what a goose is? Dismissed.
Woohoo!
Someone's perjuring themselves. Oh.
Someone laid an egg.
Wow.
No, but I worked through the holidays, of course I always do, and, which is nice, because I can, but it's the challenge of, I think so. I saw a comic once of the challenge of working from home, and it shows a guy coming into the office once a month or so, or once a week or something, just to say hi to everybody. But he mostly works from home, and the first frame is the guy's at the water cooler with this other coworker, and he's like, "Oh man, I haven't seen you in a while. How's the whole working from home thing going?" He's like, "Oh, it's going great." Blah 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 blah. And the next frame, fast forward to a year later, and the guy just shows up to the water cooler with nothing. He's naked except for soiled underwear and a beard down to his gut, and he's peeing himself, and he's like, "Blah blah, social skills, pee hang myself. And that's what happens after you've worked home alone.
Well,
It's fantastic, especially if you're recording from home or doing auditions. I don't know.
It's great, but I'll be honest with you. There are days or nights when I'll realize I have not left the house in 3 days.
Yeah.
I will just go to the 24-hour Walmart and buy something just for the human interaction.
Oh, wow.
Just like, I just need to remember, like,
Go
I can't.
outside.
I'm sure Walmart should be your first human interaction after a long
Well,
period
at
of
3
time.
o'clock in the morning, that's the only thing, unless you want to go to a Denny's, and that's.
No, yeah,
No,
that's-
ever.
I don't know. That's half a dozen. That's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Really.
My doctor actually did have that. I had my physical, and he actually said, "Do you go outside? Just tell me." I'm like,
Be honest with me.
I do, but I work
mail.
indoors. He's like, everybody works indoors. Like 20 minutes. That's all you need. 20 minutes a day. Just be out in the sunlight. I'm like, or he's like, 2 tablets of vitamin D. I'm going to do that.
That's why I've become such a gym rat, though, because it gets me out of the house.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's great. It's worked out, but it's crazy.
It's more difficult in the winter times. Today though was great. It was raining this morning, and it's like it was 60, 65 or something like that. So I have this huge balcony, and I went out on the balcony with my laptop, and I worked out there for a while with the rain and everything. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, I like that. That's always refreshing.
Sure.
It's always nice to get, like, do you ever reward yourself for getting stuff done earlier than you thought? You're like,
I
can
reward
do this
myself.
I'm not
today.
gonna work
I
for
can
the
do
next
this
2 days.
tomorrow. Yeah, right. Yeah. You're like,
Right.
I'm just going to take Monday
take
and
a day
Tuesday
off.
off.
Yeah, I'll take a day off normally. Like, just,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to do anything. But the hard part is due dates are, yours is too, normally Sunday night. You have to have everything
Yeah,
done.
Sunday night, or by
But-
Monday morning before 8, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. And so usually Sunday night is a late night.
Yeah.
Where you're, but I am recording at 10 o'clock on Monday, so I can't afford for Sunday night to be a late night. So tonight is a late night. And to go back to the whole human interaction thing, I am currently wearing my pajamas because I know I'm going to go back and just go right back to work and not do anything or see anybody.
Well, see, we've got
But I did
friends
take a
coming
shower.
over. We've got friends coming
Smells
over tonight
lovely.
after 10, so when I leave here, I'm going to go home and get, I'm going to get 2 pages of translation done. Because then I'll only have 2 pages to do tomorrow, and I know I can do that in the afternoon, and then I'll have all of Sunday night.
Yeah.
So that's
Do you go
usually
by
how I do it.
I go by minutes.
I go by. It depends on the show. Like, it depends on, like, if it's a really, really talky show. Like,
Yeah.
if it's like 14 pages of translation, which is a lot of
How many
talking.
cues is that?
It ends up being about 420 cues.
Yeah, okay.
Not counting like subtitled stuff.
Right.
And so I'm like, that one is like, okay, I'm gonna go through a page, and it takes me about 30 minutes to an hour to get through a page.
Okay, yeah.
A page of translation, which ends up being about 6 pages of script
Right.
because of the way we format it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff, isn't it?
know.
But yeah, it is. It's funny how your mind is like, okay, if I could just get this one line done, I could call it a day.
Right. With time coding is the hardest thing for me because it is so.
I don't
Do that just for
I do.
people. I'm like, oh, they're like, you'll do it for me? Thank God.
Worst.
You-
But I find when I time code, it helps me write faster.
Yeah, because you've already,
I've already seen it and, like,
kind of got
looked
the
at
flaps
it.
in mind and got
Yeah.
the kind of rhythm of everything. And,
Yeah. So
I did not like writing for Initial D. Steven, does that make sense to you? No, because like if you reverse the, I'm like, just tell me how. They're gonna drift. I know that it's gonna be something. God damn it.
I was working on a
Lot of
show very
research.
recently, which I'm happy to be done with, but I won't mention it. But I'm always happy for the work. But in this one, I think I was happier to be done with it than I was for the work originally.
Yeah, that
although
happens.
I'm always grateful that John keeps me busy. But man, this is one of those shows where I'm like, oh, I really got to dig deep to get myself through this one.
Yeah. I had an episode.
They can't all be Steins Gate, you know?
right, I had an episode that, and you feel like
Name drop.
you were with Steins Gate. Now you're earning it.
Yeah, exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You gotta
Steins Gate,
earn the good ones.
and now you're gonna remember how wonderful Steins Gate was.
Yeah, I'm still paying for panty and stocking.
Yeah, and I'll be paying for Steins Gate, I'm sure, for the rest of my life. I'll never work on a show that good again.
Yeah,
But that show was. You have different aims in mind when you write a show. Like when you have a script, you have to give yourself little rewards for
Yeah.
the week. Like, okay, if I can get this done by Wednesday, and I know I can get this done by Wednesday, so I can start on my second script and have that done by Saturday night. So I'll have like a Sunday. I'm gonna do this, and if I do that, then I'm gonna blah 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 blah. And you realize that you're not gonna do any of these things. You'll start your first script on Wednesday, and you might get done with your second script right 7:30 Monday morning.
Right.
Before
It'll take you, this last one, a couple of episodes ago, it took me 4 days to time code because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I've been there.
Like,
those days we're just like, I cannot look at one more frame of this.
I'm going to kill myself or somebody else. This is horrible.
Probably somebody else.
Right now, I'm working on, in some capacity, I'm working on like 5 different shows. So like when I leave an 8-hour day of work at Funimation, I go home and watch a different show for like 3 hours, then wake up the next morning, watch 2 hours before I go to work. And at a certain point, just like everything becomes anime. Like,
you start looking at people's mouths.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I definitely do that.
And just nothing really sinks in. Like, it's like reading the same page over and over because you're just like, well, I got nothing.
Have you ever dreamed in anime?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
yes.
like, I build for those hours. Because, because that's time I can't get. That's right.
It's very disturbed sleep.
Yep.
It's funny because Joshua, like, he knows that sorry, I'm off mic. I'm over here making drinks again. Sorry. Joshua loves to, like, he knows that he can kind of judge the level of intensity, like how fucking over a particular scene I am, that I just want to get done, that I'm like, okay, this is the 15th fucking time I've looked at this exact set of frames, and I cannot fucking find words to make it say something that makes sense and fit. And he can tell it, my body just gets clenched, and if he comes up to me, I'll be like, what? He's like, it's okay. Just wanted to tell you that, you need to eat something. What?
It's only been here 2. Oh my God, I've been here 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens? I lose track of time so easily.
Well, and sometimes to get yourself through these moments, I do 2 things. One, if I'm time coding, I will take a nap, a little 15-minute nap for like every 4 to 6 minutes that I time code. And it helps get me through it because it gives me like an eye rest.
Yeah, that's
That's a good. I'm going to try that.
It helps.
Actually.
It does help. The other thing is energy drinks or coffee or something
yes,
that's going to...
coffee, definitely.
And that is a natural appetite suppressant too. So you will sit there all day and then realize you haven't eaten anything. And then it's kind of a double-edged thing because you're like, oh my God, I haven't eaten anything.
God,
you know what else is good for
I
that?
sat here and lost weight. Right. Yeah.
Goose.
all dark meat.
I always get, if I can't, like, this is normally what I say whenever I'm having a hard time with a line or something. Or if I see something I know it's going to be hard, it goes, really? Fucking course. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
I do the same thing. I'll be like, Joshua will he'll be on the other side of the room and he'll just hear me go, oh, fucking seriously? Really? How the fuck? Fuck you. Fuck you, Japanese language.
In the fucking mouth.
Yeah. I'll be like, God.
Try not to do that during sessions. But
yeah,
right.
no, but occasionally you just go fucking crazy and you start blaming the culture
really
and the language and you're like, why the fuck we gotta be so different?
Right.
I just started laughing hysterically, like, because I was just like delusional at this point. When I was working on Claymore, and I had to do this, like, I had to write this, like, in the translation, it's like somebody stands up and says, women together, we have to rally and keep the evil forces out of the gates, and we have to stand together, we will all die here. And the flaps went, 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's all. I just started laughing.
And that's when it becomes. And that's when it becomes. You're like, I'm going to see if I can get away with this. That's when it becomes. Hey, don't die.
Exactly.
I can't believe they stayed away from the translation.
Why did they not stick exactly?
The sub was so much better. You know what? I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
They're like, oh, you take some real liberties with the translation. I'm like, yeah, because that's a point at which I really don't know how to stretch high into a 30-second flaptacular fucking line. I don't know.
And then I got angry, so.
And I got angry, so I decided she was going to tell us a little story that had nothing to do with the translation at all.
And I hope you fucking love it.
I hope it added depth to the character.
We did a song not too long ago, and Jamie wrote it.
I did write it.
And the song is great, and I want to say where
I
it is
titled
or whatever.
it. I think I called it the best song ever.
Greatest song ever.
Greatest song ever. That's the name of the song.
The translation is like 8 words, and it's like, your eyes, we don't sleep, I like apple pie. Like,
yeah,
and
it was
then,
like...
Yeah.
Just schizophrenic
that's
song.
And then it's like 15, 20 seconds of song, so...
I was
brilliant.
real angry about that one too.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how am I going to have fun with this? And I can't remember what the lyrics are.
We've only done the chorus so far. We haven't.
Oh.
That's
I know.
awesome.
I like
But when
working-
you
wait,
hear
well-
it will be the greatest song
Sure, yes.
ever.
Well, I like working with. Well, I haven't really worked with many of your scripts, like as an actor or director.
Oh, dude, Tatum scripts are amazing. Tatum and
I'm
Sites
sure
wrote Dead Man. And it was just
I'm always great when I get to work
Dead
with Sites.
Man, one
because
of-
Sites
Yeah.
brings out my
The-
Well,
best.
we're typed too as
Yeah.
writers. Like
Yeah, we are. We
different.
get to work on our strengths because I think I'm really good at doing like either the really dark stuff or the really high fantasy stuff where people talk in really
right.
weird falutin like ways. I'm really good at that. That's just my comfort zone. Jamie is fucking amazing
The comedies,
at comedy.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
even
if it's
love
going
like
to be offensive and not really have great language, I really excel at that.
well, like Baka, she wrote
I'm superb.
Baka seasons 1 and 2, and I just like the notes that you left. Like
I do leave it.
this is pretty husky, like sexy, not like fat kid. I love
You're really
this note.
great at the romance stuff too, because your stuff for Spice and Wolf was fucking amazing, and it was
Thank
cute
you.
and light and funny. But there's so much. There's just so much like I don't know, so much to it. It was really great. Those are some
Thank
fucking
you.
amazing scripts. I love them. You're an amazing writer too. Okay.
You're a credit to furry porn.
Thank you very much. I get a lot of like, especially like notes and stuff like that too, with my direction, like reaction.
Yeah.
Direction. Those
Yeah.
are always very random. It's because I'm time coding and I want to shoot myself in the face.
so you gotta make it interesting for yourself.
Yeah, recently I have a reaction that said "open mouth Uma Thurman," and it will make sense when the person sees it. Or closed mouth chick be crying.
We had
It's a guy.
one recently that was like open mouth. Oh no, you didn't, but I know you did. Or it was like 3 lines.
There was
long.
something in the script I remember that we were working on because I was in the booth and it was one of your scripts and it was like this hilariously long, like the fucking reaction was just longer than
Right.
your instruction for it was longer.
Well,
than
and then
the
there was
goddamn
what
reaction.
closed mouth dude looks like a lady reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he did.
yeah.
Dude looks like a lady.
There's so much.
But I mean, when you look at like our reactions, most of them were like open mouth, shocked.
Yeah.
What are the ones like shocked, stunned,
Shocked,
noticed,
stunned, notice, question.
question, curious,
Yeah.
wondering,
Curious.
worried, afraid.
Yeah.
I use
Very, very
feared a
basic.
lot
Afeared.
because it makes me happy.
Gobsmacked. I like using gobsmacked.
That's a good one.
That's a fun
It makes me
one.
think of
Gobsmacked. Who
Gobstoppers.
the
So.
fuck? Okay.
Nickelbacks.
Nosebleed
Bafflement.
has become a verb. I've noticed that there's
Nosebleed?
been a lot of open mouth nosebleed.
Nosebleed.
And,
Oh.
you know, just for like the sucky rays and the goofy
Sometimes
ones.
it is fun to like just describe literally what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah. But because those, like, sometimes you're like, that's not really a notice or a shock.
It's something deeper. It's something more.
Listen,
Open
like,
mouth.
like,
no, I know what you did last
if you're
summer.
not sure, like as an actor, if you're not sure, like I don't know, like OM react, like I don't know what's happening here, and Joel will just be like, oh no, you, I'm like, can you just come in here, like please, like you do it all the time. It's
I don't know if I told you guys this, like during Spice Wolf, Justin called me into his office to like, cause there was, did I tell you this? There was, okay, alright, so like there is, when in the scripts that the directors use, the far left column is, the numbers, and on the far right column is like for little notes that, that either the writer can leave for the director or the director can leave, like, but I guess the thing was, at the time I was directing Spice and Wolf, I didn't realize anyone ever looked at the scripts after I was done with them. And so like, I was putting notes in the margins just to make myself laugh.
Yeah.
And
I had notes in there too.
yes.
About a particular, I remember this specifically about a particular stance Hello was taking in front of Lawrence.
Oh, that's right.
It was very suggestive.
But Justin, like, we had finished recording on it like months ago, and Justin calls me into his office and he goes, "Hey, the Japanese production company would like to talk to us about changing this line." He said, there were several options when you guys recorded it, and you guys chose this one, but the Japanese production company thinks that this one fits better, so can we use that one instead? And I was like, yeah, sure. I think we even got a pass at it, so we've got the line or whatever. And Justin was like, well, I just want to make sure that that's okay with you artistically, because I don't want to step on your. I was like, no, it doesn't matter to me either way. That one just fit a little better, but that's cool. What's the big deal? And after a couple of minutes, he goes, well, it's just that in the margin you wrote, this line sucks dong. And then highlighted this one, and I was like, I didn't know you saw that. I'm gonna stop making notes. But, yeah.
And I stopped making notes that specific. I still make really stupid notes, but
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna blame it on you.
There you go.
That was probably Joel.
Yeah.
Being a director again. You know how particular he is.
Fucking directors. They just don't
Diva.
understand what we're trying to get at with our scripts. They don't understand it.
Okay, well, let's take a break, and then when
Yay.
we come back, we'll actually get to questions.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Okay.
Or maybe we won't.
Whatever.
I bet we will.
Mm.
Thank God for it.
It's very creepy. The way
What?
you're holding him.
Why? Well, what? How else am I supposed to hold him?
He's cuddling. It's fine.
Cuddling. He's a big stuffed sock monkey. He's like the gigantic one. And
Now he's
in
extra
my-
stuffed.
Now
Yeah,
he's-
he is.
Whoa. You make it sound like I've got my dick in him, and I don't
That's what I
actually have my
intended.
dick in him.
It sounded like that
Be like,
because
oh,
that's what he was
yeah, we're
saying.
gonna have crazy sex, me and the sock monkey, for like the rest of the.
Seems like you'd be doing a lot of the work.
Huh?
Nothing.
Well, I'm used to that. I'm kidding.
He's
You don't watch
flexible.
it.
He is
It will
flexible.
go all over the internet. I'll do it.
The sock monkey will.
Yeah.
I'll get some kind of weird disease.
He's loaded, if you know what I'm saying.
He's been around the block.
He's a whore.
That's what we're saying, basically. He's slept with a lot of guys.
Right. So no slut shame. We do
Go,
not
don't worry,
slut
he's a
shame
virgin.
here.
Loda. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Talking about
Party.
party. Yes, we've got questions now. I'm also taking questions via Twitter.
Via Twitter. Ooh, I'll have mine
Where
up
you can
too.
also follow me, Joel, and Jamie on Twitter, but not Tatum.
Yeah, because fuck a bunch of that stuff.
Well, you're limited to 140 characters.
Exactly. We all know I cannot be that concise. It's impossible. This is not. I'm living in the wrong age.
So you couldn't even do that to say I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
See, exactly. It's impossible. I can't do it. I can't.
Which
do it.
Ian has a Twitter now, right?
He
Didn't
does.
yeah.
Ian Sinclair does have a Twitter account.
He does. What is it?
You should all post something on it
I
right
don't know.
now.
We actually, I kind of wanted to do that now.
Yeah.
Make him a new.
Yeah.
I am stuffed.
Twitter.
I don't know. We should start one for him. You know, why
What would
not?
his name be?
Eon. I don't know. Sinclair. Something with
All right,
food
you're-
or double entendres. Double entendre.
Footy foodie. For his little toe feet. Those little shoe things he wears.
Those are not okay.
No.
No, they're not.
I hate
They're
them
not.
so
I
much.
very
Now,
much.
in all fairness,
The
I have a pair,
Skeletoes.
but it was for the beach.
Mhm.
And I was climbing on rocks and going into the ocean, and so they were very, very.
Makes total
But
sense.
he'll
They're
wear like a
practical in that
business
context.
suit and like them. I don't
It's not
know.
okay.
No.
It's not okay.
No.
You're not talking.
What?
So yes,
Fine,
we've got some questions on Twitter, but I'll hold on to them. Okay, let's see. First question. It's a good way to start off. This is from Dawn Stringer. This is for everybody. What were your first impressions of each other?
My first impression of Joel
Yeah.
was he was on stage half naked
Which one
with
was
like
this?
bird wings or something.
Oh.
He's like, which
I
one?
was-
Which time?
Yeah.
No, you were the Indian. You were the Native American guy.
Oh, that, okay.
In,
Because the
the
wings, you would have
bathhouse
seen
show.
Madong.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
That was
fun.
the full nude.
Yeah, I didn't see the
Hanging
full.
deep.
He's like, wait,
no,
half
yeah,
naked?
That
What?
was Gnatigus Fräulein. I was Indian Joe.
He was Indian.
They
Joe.
actually
you had a-
paid for me to go and spray tan every day.
Didn't you have blonde hair though?
They put me in a really long blonde braided wig and aviators, and I was wearing leopard print speedos.
Yeah.
That was and that was about it. And actually, I had some rip away moccasin leather pants too. That was
I remember
pretty
that.
fun. Yeah.
My first that was my first impression of Joel was that guy did that.
Okay.
But it was, I mean,
Is it
you
good?
looked great. You
Sure.
looked great.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
That was
It was fascinating.
That was before I got a sit down job. Sitting down.
Well, the first time I met Joel was he called me in out of the blue for bits, which I was very terrified and nervous, and he was very chill, and that made me even more nervous. Why is he so
Way to go,
relaxed?
Joel.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you're so laid
He's
back.
been naked on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what,
thought
what
that's
are you
Where
gonna
do you
do?
go from there?
Yeah.
That's
You're
it.
just gonna
There
calm
you go.
down.
What about
I
you,
know-
Tatum?
What?
First impression of Joel?
That he was hot.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, especially when he had long
Yeah,
hair, which is
yeah.
coming back. It's
That's right.
Well, it's funny too because I think when we started working together a little more, and then you showed me a picture of you when you were even younger and you had much longer hair and you were very, very blue steel. Like the look.
It's my
And I was
headshot,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was your headshot.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that going, oh, you probably shouldn't have showed me.
Do you remember?
Because I'm going to masturbate to that a lot.
Okay, this was not a first impression of Tatum, but this was I can't remember what we were working on. We were in Studio G, and so I think it was me and Steven, but like I asked you at one point we were working on something, and I was like, hey, have you seen this video of the two guys playing cello? And you're like, no.
Oh,
what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, they do a cover of Smooth Criminal, and he was like, oh, well, you know, I'd love to see it. And so he kind of plops down on the chair next to me, and I hit play, and he's like behind my right shoulder, and we watched this whole like 3.5 minute video, and I was like, yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. And from behind me, I just hear.
I think that was during Heroic Age.
It may have been.
I think it might have been actually.
But that was luckily that was the end of the session because you were like, I gotta go home.
Like, I gotta go home now. And that was. Wow, I suddenly seem a lot creepier than I like to think of myself.
You have your
as being.
moments.
But
that was first impression. I thought you were the head writer at Funimation because you seemed to like. You were, of course, very well spoken. I know we were working on Tsubasa at the time, whatever, and I think people were coming to you and asking you questions about script things. And so I don't know what.
What's this mean? What's that about?
Yeah.
There you go.
This word's got 4 syllables and it confused me. I know. I thought you were the head writer for a while.
Sorry.
Oh, that's not a job I want. I do not want that job. I would suck at it. I'm much better at sitting in my corner and writing shows and like here, like this. I'm not a good boss. I'm not a good boss. I'm not. I don't know how to manage people.
Would be. Never really been a boss, but no.
But yeah, no. My first impression was you. I mean, my first impression of you was. I don't remember what we're working on now, but it was something. Just a bit or something that you wanted me in on, and that was because I didn't start working with you extensively until Heroic Age,
right? Which
was a lot of fun. But it was and I think I liked you because you had such an easy manner about you. You're very, very like
so chill.
I get along with people that can laugh easily.
I am that.
And not like crazy laugh, like nervous laughter. That's different. Those are people who are like, wow, okay, I cannot.
Nervous and crazy laughter.
Nervous, crazy, yeah, different.
Okay.
It's like I cannot get on board with how many people you have to kill to get this shit out of your system. But it's different. They just have this way about you, and I love your approach to directing too. Like you're just very. I don't know. You're very laid back about it, and you're very. It's like
organic.
It's like working with.
It's not my job to make you good.
Exactly. You're just kind of like.
Well, it's just not working. Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, I love it.
I think I know when I first started, I was really laid back because I was like, "There's no way this is gonna last long." I'm like, "This is really
later.
fun," but yeah.
And it's been like 6 years.
Something like that.
Let's see, first impression of Jamie. I'm trying to think of first impression.
My first impression of you,
we've known each other
were directing me as Kareem in
Juosei.
Juosei, yeah.
That's right.
And you were a little scared of me because you had seen Witchblade already.
I was. I'd seen Witchblade.
I just am a really big fan of yours, and I was like.
I've
never had this happen before. It was really kind of weird. And then I was like, it was fun. We had such a good time. It was like an immediate
Yeah, we clicked instantly.
Friendship, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I think I liked you instantly. Because I mean, I'd also had Bevins, who was my line producer for that show, explain you to me. Like, oh my God, here's what she's like. It's going to be amazing. You're going to have a great time. So,
do you know what
did he say? What did he say I was like?
He's like, well, she's a bit of a bitch, but she's pretty and she's really talented. So if you just work around the bitchiness.
But you saying like, blah, blah, Jamie was explained to you? That's what you did to Jamie. I mean, did for me about Jamie. I really don't officially ever remember actually meeting her. It just kind of was like, hey, so we're friends now.
I know, that's kind of how I remember it too. I don't remember a specific
I just remember the first time I directed her, like I didn't run into her when I was interning. I just directed her on Big Wind Up and we were already just like bullshitting and then we became lovers and that made us closer.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean, lovers during Rin, or on the show Rin, not during the recording.
Literally on the DVD box
just
set.
keep qualifying it. Please.
Yeah. That's the only way I can get off.
Yeah.
That's now the only way I can finish. Is if I think of that.
Do you
show.
have like a pile of DVDs that feel like human skin? Because that's what, I didn't know that. She has a box set that isn't the one treated with the lotion. She's like, it feels like skin. Who would do that?
We would.
You and you're on the cover. Like, no. And yeah, No, just kind of, I don't actually going like, oh, hello. I don't think we ever did that.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Like, if we did, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't really remember meeting you specifically either. You just kind of have been there.
Yeah.
You were inceptioned into my brain somewhere.
So we made no impression on each other at all.
Well, when I met you, I went in. Yeah, I came in for Romeo x Juliet audition, and then I did my internship.
I don't remember that.
I remember because I was directed by you and Bruce, and it was just like, hey, do this, and Bruce is like, can I conflict exactly what Tatum just said?
Oh yeah.
What do I do? And like, just do something.
I don't know. Oh, those were fun days. But it's really funny. I do not remember you coming to audition, but I remember that when you came into intern. I remember that very well.
Was everyone's
Maybe
first
that's
impression?
why it's because you were interning.
I was already just there for 4 months, just sitting. Unless I was unless I was with Kason, which was. Shouldn't you be directing? And he's like, stop being so damn distracting. What are you writing in that book? And I like,
That was a really good case.
Yeah.
I would finish the day, and he's like, tell me some of your observations today. I'm like, okay. And I'd read some stuff. He's like, interesting. I feel like I'm like cheating on people. It's just, ooh. Yeah, that's my Kason.
Alyssa asked me the other day, she was like, hey, do you mind if the intern sits in with you like for part of next week? I was like, really? Okay, why?
I don't know, Terri
She's like,
Doty.
well, he's really interested in directing. And I was like, well, I mean, here's the kind of show we're working on. Is there anybody else? And she was like, well, the thing is, everybody else has already said no.
Aww.
And apparently I'm
you're our
the
last best hope.
Well, no, and I'm the director he's not afraid of for some reason. I haven't seen this kid, and so maybe that's why he's not afraid of me. He hasn't
you
seen
have to
me
be
yet.
like super terrifying.
Yeah.
You're probably the most terrifying.
Yeah.
There. Not because you're a dick or like you're
No,
or
you
you're
just
difficult
kind
or
of-
frenzied. You're just very brutally honest.
Oh.
You also
Really?
look more like a
Yeah.
terrorist
Huh.
than anyone else.
Well,
You do
I don't
Yeah,
get that.
you do.
Well, like he'll tell you straight up, like, let's try that again. Like something about that didn't work. You just go, no, do it better. Do it not suck.
I remember my favorite direction from you was actually on Spice and Wolf. I'm like, yeah, do that again and don't sound like a weenie.
Yeah.
Which was
right.
frequent. I'm like,
That's right.
okay.
And you didn't at any point go, but it's Lawrence.
Lawrence is like, yeah, make it sound less like you. Make it sound a little less weenie.
I got to give a note the other day, and I think it was to Ian. No, it was to. I think it was to Greeley. We had done like 2 or 3 takes, and every one of them was fitting, and I kept trying to kind of guide him in a different direction, and he wasn't understanding me, and finally the note I had to give him that put him in the right place was, dude, you're putting the pussy on a pedestal. And he was like, got it.
You can't put the pussy on a pedestal, man. Put the pussy on a pedestal. Right. I did that with Tia. It's just so, like, she's getting tough now. She's like, I'm like, and I would just make her mad, and she'd do it. I'm like, you're welcome. And by the way, I don't think you're a bitch. I just thought I'd call you a bitch to make you mad.
Nice.
Like, yeah, but don't put the pussy on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Would have been a much better direction.
If you take one thing away from this whole podcast.
Although I don't technically mind being called a bitch. Like, yeah, she's kind of a bitch, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. Just means that I'm direct and I go for what I'm wanting, just like a man would.
That's what most, it's like, she's kind of a bitch.
I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Totally.
you just described everything that you did that you think she's a bitch for. You just described, like, it's what you appreciate about that guy. I'm not a feminist, but fuck you, and don't put the pussy on a pedestal.
Yeah, I just say, thank you. I am, as a matter of fact. I enjoy it.
The more you know.
Ding. What was your first impression of me?
I remember, I know.
You're not done, fucker.
No. Sorry to be a bitch about it.
I remember, I'm pretty sure I heard you before I ever saw you. And so, because I was sitting in, like, the first studio they stuck me in was Studio I. And I was in there with Scott Sager, was my engineer at the time. And I was in there with him. We were both just sitting in silence, hating each other. Passionately.
I can see that.
Just not a good fit.
Well, he wanted to direct, and he eventually did. But I think the idea was when Colleen brought me on like to subdirect and then to kind of start directing. And when I was given my own show, he felt like, he was like, well, I've been here for however many years. I wanted to direct, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's where that was coming from. And it was fun. But I just remember I was sitting in there, and we'd been there for a while, and I hear this loud conversation coming down the hall, and it's you and Eric Vale talking like full volume about like barebacking.
That's right.
And I
think you and I had a similar conversation the first time.
That's probably true.
But yeah, it went on for like a good 3 or 4 minutes before like you came around the corner, and like you guys were like right by the door. I just couldn't see you. And like I think the last thing Eric said was just like, I told a bitch like I got a 6-pack of condoms in my car and I'm gonna use every one, and something. And you're like, you said something just like horribly like it was really like
something
like,
I
who
would
is
say.
this? Yeah. And then you came around the corner and you're like, hey, I'm ready. And then we started recording on, I think it was Subasa at the time. But
We're all just charming
I have a way.
individuals.
What was your first impression of me?
What was your first? Oh, I didn't answer that.
No,
Damn
you
it.
didn't.
I thought you were cute, and then you became my brother, and I
You're like, that
hated
was cute,
myself
and
a
then
bit.
you open your mouth, and then,
No, I thought you were very cute because I like them tall, taller than me, which is rare sometimes.
yeah, it's rare.
'Cause I'm a giant, and I just thought you were adorable.
Aww.
That hasn't changed, but sometimes it's like, thank God you're cute. No, okay.
What is that supposed to mean?
No, you're like my brother, which, like, I'll text you just
So
the most
creepy.
random shit, but yes. I love you.
She
Now.
texted me with a picture this week that was taken of me over New Year's Eve, and it was a really awful picture, and it's intentionally awful, but I'd forgotten about it, so she just texted me this random picture, and I'm like, wow, thanks, now I'm hard now, distracting.
Yeah, and
And she wrote back with, that's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
yes, and you were like, I could have been talking about my arteries. God. I would love to get someone's arteries hard, and you're like, no, that's gross. No, that's too far.
Yeah, I'm like, too much.
Too
I can't
far.
fuck with you now because the J.G. Wentworth jingle is not what it used to be. It's changed. It so pissed me off that the J.G. Wentworth jingle, which I
'Cause
used
I
to
get,
torture her with.
Call 877 now.
Called
what is it?
J.G.
Yeah, it's not
Wentworth
that
877 Cash Now.
Cash
yeah,
Now.
it's
But
not that.
something
They don't
that-
do the song anymore.
Something that I let
so
lose
disappointing.
really
Listen to the podcast.
quick when I started directing is that if you just say just a little bit of a song or a jingle, it gets in my head very easily. Like Joe just ran with it whenever he's like, oh, you know what? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. I'm like, you fucking dick. Like that's gonna be in my head for the rest of the day. But the J.G. Wentworth, anytime it's on, I'm like, for the rest of the day, I'm like,
So I would call her or I would text her and be like, oh, hey, so, Terry.
like on panels.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. And she's like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like,
It's in at least 2 birthday cards.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
too.
not cool. Yeah, and
Great, I
Joshua,
love
like,
it.
it's like Tatum wrote it, and then Joshua's like, I'm sorry. Not happy birthdays. I tried to stop him, and,
Still very funny.
It's very funny. And if you hadn't reacted that way, I would have stopped.
I know.
But, you know,
There was one
it's
day I was
such a
having a
reaction
really
to it.
crap day, and you went, and I went, you know what? Enough.
She
Like,
was
why
no,
aren't you friends
now-
anymore? Because of J.G. Wentworth.
So
We stopped doing that anime show because
So
of
I saw-
J.G. Wentworth.
So I saw an ad, one of the recent ones where they're not using that jingle anymore, and I was so depressed that I texted her and I said, J.G. Wentworth isn't using the jingle anymore. She's like, oh, yay, they got my letter.
But,
Yay.
okay.
Okay,
more questions?
let's see. This comes from
DC's comes from
Zoe.
Zoe.
The dog.
Question for all. Yeah, your dog is a really good typist. What has been your most ambitious New Year's resolution? Have you ever followed through with one?
Okay.
Everyone's like, fuck.
Sorry. Right now, like, I don't do, like, you know what, this year, no carbs. No, I don't do that.
No carbs.
I guess right now we're trying to limit processed foods, which is really hard.
thought you were about to say prostitution.
Well, no, I'm not going to
I
limit
would never
that.
do that.
I'm like,
would
that's
you
like, why would you do that to yourself?
Bitch better bring me some money. There you go. I'm a pimp, not a hoe. You know, standards. I'm just not what I used to be either. Mm-mm. Not the same turnaround time, literally and figuratively. I don't know. I don't
And
really.
she's off.
Da-da-dum,
Which is a common phrase I used
Yep.
in my days. I don't really have
In
anything.
my days.
Someone else.
She's gonna stop referring to prostitution. That's her biggest.
Ho.
It works.
Both show.
I'm not a big New Year's resolution person because I'm like, you know what bothers me is when people blame a year for their life being shitty.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Maybe your life is just shitty and you need to not blame 2012 or 2011 or 2010. Like, if the past 3 years have been shitty, the years aren't doing that to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's,
exactly.
you need to take
That's
some
not, the years
responsibility.
are not conspiring. The years don't care.
Yeah, they don't, not about you, babe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not a big resolution person. Although this year I am going to try to learn sign language.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd love to do that.
Do little flashcards or?
No,
A
I'm still
couple a
looking
day?
at what I want to do. My dad is deaf and he has cochlear implants, but when we're in public places or for family gatherings, he can't hear anything.
Right.
And I always feel really bad for him because he kind of is a little left out. We try to include him where we can. So I told him and my mom and my brother, I was like, we should all learn sign language, and then no matter where he is, he will know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you can talk shit.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
with them right
it would
there.
be great. It would be great. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, people are weird. Like, they know he can't hear them, and for some reason, it
Talk
shuts.
louder.
No, they just talk softer and quieter and kind of mumble.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know if they just feel awkward and they don't want to be somebody who's
And they don't want to be like, hey,
Right.
so.
how are you?
So they overcompensate in the other direction.
Yeah.
See, I get in trouble with my mom all the time because she's not deaf, but she's old, and so she's always had a hard time hearing me, specifically me. Like, my tone just does not go anywhere.
That's how I am with my
Really?
everybody that goes deaf in my family loses me first.
Yeah, well, anyway,
I must have a higher pitch. I don't know.
but yeah, it's I've gotten to where she gets mad at me if she can't hear me. And then she gets mad at me if she thinks I'm talking too loud because she can't hear me. And so I start talking to her like I do with Grandma on the phone. And she doesn't like that either. So it's just, you can't win.
God damn.
I often have to tell my mom, I'm right here.
I'm right. Well,
She's used to talking to my dad and my grandmother and being loud, so that
I don't think anyone's, Steven's parents, I think his mom's got the implant. But I'm partially deaf in this ear. And that's the one my mom, who was very present when I lost the hearing, was just like, I'm talking to this one or look straight at me. I can't. She's like, oh, and she gets mad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, why are you deaf?
sorry, I'm such an inconvenience.
I'm sorry, but that's why I've always wanted to learn sign language. But
You should do it too. You should do it too.
will.
Yeah, we
What
can all
about
talk
you?
to Jamie's dad.
There you go.
I have less of a resolution and more of a drunken bet. I have to.
It's not the same thing, really.
No, it actually, I go camping
It's just
twice a
timing.
year, and on this semi-annual. What's the one where you go twice a year?
Bye.
Biannual? I thought that was every 2 years.
Bye just is
No, that's semi-annual. Biannual's twice a year. Anyway, I go camping twice a year, and we go in December and then in May or so. And so by this next December, I made this bet last month. I would like to be able to do a keg stand / handstand.
on your own.
Yes, I want to do a keg
good.
stand without being supported. So I'm doing a
I
lot
see
of push-ups.
that ending with, you remember Joel McDonald?
Yeah, maybe. But then what a story. What a way to go.
You remember Joel's face before?
Just a dopey grin and then nothing.
Joel's face before it became his shoulders. And
Remember when he used to be able to smile without dribbling?
I think that is awesome.
Yeah.
I like how specific it is.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
and
fix
I've got kind of little incremental goals spread out. So right now it's 100 or so push-ups a day, and then we'll get to the point where I'm doing the wall push-ups and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's it's kind of because I don't like exercise self-improvement kind of stuff, but as long as it's toward the greater goal of doing a keg stand, that's
yoga would probably help because Christy can do that stuff.
Yoga
That's
people
true.
love telling people they should do
yeah,
yoga.
right. I'm gonna tell you this. Next
No,
time,
I'm if you want to do that, because Stephen and I were talking about, because Christy's just oh yeah, no, I'm just holding up myself with my index fingers.
yeah.
She's amazing.
Well,
She's
I'm
also
going to tell
30
you.
pounds.
I want to tell you too.
That's
Next time Ian Sinclair says the word Pilates or core to me, I'm going to punch him in the throat.
Let me tell you, bro, it is shut up.
Yes. You don't really need to exercise. You just need to keep your core. No.
Shut up.
I
Shut
just-
up, Ian.
I
I'll break
really
your other
enjoy. I really enjoy that. You know what's really going to help you do a keg stand on your own is yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah, that's good.
I do yoga for myself. It's like, like Tatum still
yoga.
owes me a class of
Never
yoga.
gonna
But yoga
happen.
is
It's never
definitely
gonna
not
happen
for
'cause I
everybody.
fucking
Then
hate
what did
yoga.
I not cuss a whole show for? God damn it.
Yourself for the bragging rights. And now you can
bullshit.
bitch about how I didn't follow
Trina
through.
treated me to lunch or
That's wonderful.
brunch,
That's
so
great. I will treat you to lunch or something, or I don't know. It's going to be something other than yoga.
I really just want to go to see you make an
ass.
ass out of yourself.
I know. That's the only reason anyone wants me to go to
and
yoga.
since it's
I
so
fucking
high
hate
in the
yoga.
air, that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I don't
like
want yoga. I
is
don't.
designed for you to get in the most awkward, uncomfortable position to fart.
Exactly.
Because it's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do
okay.
about it. And then everybody else is breathing deep, so you're just breathing each other's farts. And I don't
Yeah.
like that. I
Or
don't enjoy
most
it.
of the time it's hot yoga. Or there was one
Hot
time.
farts.
Yeah.
Deep each other's
There was
farts.
one
Wet
time,
swamp ass
like I wasn't
No.
doing. I forget what the position was. I wasn't doing it correctly. So Christy was the instructor. Christy is amazing. I've known Christy for more than 10 years, but it's still awkward because my legs were spread, and she's like, "Hey, I don't want to make this awkward." And I'm like, "Yes, you do." And
awkward.
everyone in the class started laughing, and I'm like, "Shut up! You don't know." I was like the youngest person in the class too, and I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Also,
no, it's not for
I've
everyone.
decided that I can't. My New Year's resolution, I guess the most intense one was a couple of years ago when I said I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to lose X amount of weight, and I'm going to try to get cut, and blah, 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 blah. And I did it. I fucking did it, and I've
You
lost
look
70
great,
pounds.
sir.
Thank you.
He knows what's wrong.
But I mean, like, I was really, that was the first time I'd actually bothered with a New Year's resolution and actually cared. Because most of the time I don't do it because I can't. I'm like, my resolution is to learn how to cook, and that's
I'm going to learn how to cook the first week of January.
yeah, never happened. Never happened.
I think what was my favorite quote I found is like, I can't believe it's been a whole year since I didn't become a better person.
Oh, yeah. I believe you.
But,
We pinned that on Pinterest.
But I did that. But having gone to the gym now
Namaste,
as much as I
bitches.
do,
Namaste.
and I'm such a fucking gym rat, I can't do yoga. I can't do yoga because I work out with a bunch of guys, and I can't go from that to working out with a bunch of girls.
Most
Because
of
it's a very
the guys
different
in my
thing.
class do, just like, oh, hey, yeah, I can do a handstand. You know what? You don't have boobs. Fuck off.
The thing about it is that when I'm lifting weights with guys are so competitive.
Like,
that-
you lift, you're like, hey, so let's all start at the same time? Like,
No.
lift.
But like
What
certain exercises, like free weights, you have to have someone spotting you, and then it's their turn. You spot them while they lift.
I mean, if you're a pussy, you do.
Okay. Well, that's true.
If you're a pussy and you're like afraid of dying,
I'm so glad
or
Jamie
crushing your
explained that.
windpipe or
I was
something,
like,
then,
what? Oh,
but,
you're a vagina.
But I mean, we're there, and we
Makes
kind
it
of
very hard
and we bust each other's balls to get each other to do more weight or more reps or something.
Oh, so
and
you
so
have
it's
to
very
have
much.
testicles.
It helps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
my God.
those are the guys at the gym that are
I
yelling
don't
at
suppose.
each other.
See, this is why I don't
You
work
think
out with
they're
women.
fighting, but they're not.
Jesus fucking Christ. No, it's like sitting on my ass in a really uncomfortable position in a fucking hot, sweaty room watching The View. No.
Why would we watch The View? That makes no sense.
That's-
we watch
you're
The
not-
Talk.
Oh my
Sarah
God.
Gilbert,
Sorry.
That's called View 2.
No, nothing.
Yoga.
No. Actually, I like
Yoga.
doing yoga with Chrissy because she puts on really random 90s novelty rap. Things like that.
That's
So,
nice.
doing, listening to, Paula.
I
Abdul.
like Don't Punch Me in the Throat. I like Pilates.
You know what he would do.
Like, that makes sense to me. It makes sense. Like, okay, this is what you're doing, this particular activity to engage these particular muscles. Yoga, I'm always like, why am I in this position? Why? It just hurts. Everything hurts, and I hate it. And I'm shaking, and I'm sweating, and I hate it.
Well, the main reason I have a really shitty back, and yoga really helps with that. But I don't do working out. I don't do yoga to work out because even the doctor's like, you need to do strength training and cardio. Why?
Come on, that's all Madonna does.
It's all,
and Madonna looks great.
I took a
let's just-
Pilates class in college. Actually, I dropped it after the first day. But I was a theater major at St. Lucie, and you have to have a dance credit. And so I thought that just meant I could take anything in the dance building. Turns out
You took Pilates.
I took Pilates, but I went to the first day and it was me and 20-something girls. I'm like, this is gonna work out.
Because
And
they're all dancers.
yeah, yes they were, and it was great. Oh God, dancers, I miss you. I do. But the teacher at the end of the day, we all did our stretching and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm not comfortable, but I'll figure that out. But at the end of the day, she said, okay, everyone bring your mats tomorrow, and we're gonna focus on what's wrong with your body individually. I was like, and I dropped the class. I was like, I don't need this. Like, I'm not
this.
Yeah.
I will go to my mother's.
Yes.
That's dancer mentality, though. It's like, we're going to weigh you before class.
Why?
And then we'll talk about why you're so fat at 97 pounds.
You know what's probably wrong? You're trying to do a handstand without doing yoga. That's probably it. All right.
I hate yoga.
Yay. I forgot how much you hate yoga.
I hate it so much.
This is for
It stresses me out.
I'm with you.
This is for Joel. It's from Jean. It's very quick. Joel, why is the word abbreviated so long?
That's actually a really, really
What?
good question.
Wait,
Why is the
what?
word
Why is the word
abbreviated so long?
abbreviated?
Oh, I got you.
It's a really good question, but the most important thing to remember about that is that it is possible to be a little bit pregnant. And honestly, I really think that sums it up.
You're always just
I'm not
one.
following you. What did that have to do with?
You're just always
I'm not. No. You gotta do better than that.
No,
Goddammit.
I'm answering a stupid question with a stupid answer.
I think
That's
there were
not
some
one
people that
question.
are like,
Stupid
Joel
answer.
McDonald.
Quit, right? Yeah, there's lots of
thing-
stupid questions.
One thing that we've done since Jamie has been on is we introduced there's questions that are more than yes or no or simple quick answers is Joel McDonald section. There's Joel McDonald questions, and he is asked.
I know, because I see on Twitter.
That's right. Some of the most amazing questions ever. And some people felt, they're like, oh, this is good because we're finally going to get back at Joel. I'm like, I let him do it. I actually text him. I'm like, hey, just so you know, we have a show today. And I haven't gotten your questions. Like things like he knows. So I think you're going to get some pretty random questions.
I would love that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I just want to go back really quickly
Go.
to the yoga thing. for
Oh my God.
For Joel and Michael and myself, please don't. If you like yoga, please don't try to convince us that we like yoga and that we should try it. Don't do that, or we will hate your face.
Leave your vegan shit at home.
We don't want to try your
Yes.
vegan cupcakes.
Let me just explain.
We don't want to do yoga.
I
Don't
think I
ask
can.
us.
Please, let me just explain to any of you out there, any of you that want to try to convince. I can't speak for the two of you, but I'm sure it's the same.
You can.
I'll speak for all of us. You can't convince us of anything.
No.
Yeah, right.
Like if our minds made up, what's we think? Oh, I may not be smarter than you, but I've been smarter longer.
Okay, with you, it's because you were like, I'm kind of interested in it. That's the only reason I pushed you for that.
Well, I know,
but,
but I was just being nice.
Yeah, talking about yoga. Go fuck
didn't wanna
yourself.
I can't
alienate
even do that.
I've done yoga with several amazing people that
I
will
was-
actually go, but I'm like, you should go.
I
Like, Tia
was
really wanted to
interested.
go, so I took her, but the whole time she was just like, what? You're just supposed to know what's next? Like,
Like what? There's no booklet.
Right.
yeah.
No, I'm not giving you shit for that because
No.
you've not hounded me about it. But
You should
I
do
had a
it. It
roommate.
will
We can't
you'll
be
be
friends
more
anymore.
censored.
Okay, so this question is
Just
from
wanted to save us a little bit.
this question is from Damon.
Don't contact.
If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be, and who would play you?
Ooh.
I like the
Well,
genre. actually.
are we getting? If we play ourselves, do we get paid? Because I would like that.
Very much
yeah,
like to
right?
get paid.
Yeah, then I would definitely play myself.
Let's assume that you can't play yourself.
That I can't.
Yeah, so it'll be someone else. Like what it makes it more interesting because I mean we're actors, of course we want to play ourselves.
Right. I want to
It's
get
work.
paper.
I can play myself at all ages.
Yeah.
But like, who
I know
would
exactly what I
play?
would
Who
like
would play like the child you? Because you couldn't play that,
The child.
or the old you. Who would play that?
Oh,
See?
Helen Mirren. Just
Fuck yes,
she's
I want
amazing.
Helen Mirren to play me.
Genders.
I
Fucking
don't know
love Helen Mirren.
genre. I mean, I lean towards comedy, but there's also tragedy, so I don't know.
Is Woody Allen a genre? I think he is.
Yeah, I
He
think
should
so.
be.
I would definitely be a Woody Allen movie.
Right.
Okay.
Who
Yeah.
would play you?
Robert Downey Jr.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I could see
agree.
that.
Nice.
I could see that. Which
Except
is
for the
funny
young
'cause-
version, and that's Al Roker.
Pre-gastric bypass or post-gastric bypass?
Pre. Oh,
okay.
pre.
Okay.
Oh, so
okay.
pre.
Okay.
I would also settle for CeeLo if I had to.
Nice.
That's funny. Okay, I don't see you being in a Woody Allen movie, like the focus of a Woody Allen movie. You're not.
I played.
I mean, it's your movie. I don't want to try to
I
tell you,
did-
but
I
you're
did.
more like a. I don't know. You're more like the guy that made Slacker or Dazed and Confused, like Linkletter. Like that's
Dazed
Like
and
that film?
Confused,
Yeah.
which has
Yeah, I
John
can see
Swayze.
that.
yeah.
Sure.
There you go.
That's right.
That'd be. I could see that, but I mean, you'd be great in anything. But I don't see your life as
I
being.
know. I think the movie that's playing inside my head is very Woody Allen. It's just
Yeah.
it's me just
Well,
like
outwardly you
careening
give no
goofy-
indication
goofily.
because outwardly you're not like Woody Allen at all. You're not like a Woody Allen. Because every protagonist of a Woody Allen movie is basically Woody Allen, played by someone else.
Maybe like can we merge genres and do a Woody Allen porno?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's your
That's
movie.
Okay,
my
there you
movie.
go. There you go.
That would
I
be
would pay good money to see that.
hilariously erotic.
Pilates class. Yeah.
So yours
What
would
genre?
be a comedy?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's not
Like
that.
what kind of comedy? Would it be like a
rom-com.
screwball comedy, rom-com? Would it be
It
like
wouldn't be a rom-com, and here's why. Life is not a rom-com.
No, it
And
is
it,
not.
I can't handle when people like, oh, if I just go do this, then this magic will happen.
How
And you're like,
long?
that's not. You're not Katherine Heigl. Why would you want to be Katherine Heigl? Stop.
Who has sex all the time with the bra on?
Yeah.
Katherine Heigl.
So
I don't even know who the fuck
I
this
wouldn't want
is.
to be a rom-com because it's not that generic. Not that I don't love them,
I know they're good, guilty.
but like, could it be like a sci-fi comedy?
There you go. Like
Okay.
fire, like
Baseballs.
Joss Whedon.
Baseballs.
Or Josh Whedon.
It's
Okay,
very-
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that's more.
I
my
like Josh
speed.
Whedon. You don't know who that is. For saying Josh.
It's hard not to say Josh in front of Whedon. Something about the W makes me want to
Yeah.
say shh.
Well, because it's like the we.
Because
otherwise you
Josh
say
Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Joss
That's
Whedon.
how I do it.
Joss Whedon.
I really like Wes Anderson movies. So I do like a Wes Anderson, and me. Most people would probably say Janine Garofalo, but I don't really like Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
say her
but-
then. Don't do the person you don't like.
Yeah,
She was
don't.
taken-
It's your
No,
movie.
someone
It's
I
your
really,
movie.
really.
No.
Renee Zellweger. I'm kidding.
Oh my god, her face. How does she make that all the time?
It's crunchy face.
It's like me when I'm judging people
I
that
want to
they
eat
the
ants.
Smaller lips, smaller
this
lips.
picnic. It's ruining our ants. Oh god, who would play me? Or who do I like? I don't remember.
That's a difficult.
I don't know.
Glenn Close.
Oh.
Oh, well, fuck. Never mind. Sorry,
I like-
Jesus. What do you have against Glenn Close? She's
On
awesome.
the bottom, Carter.
Don't you cuss at me. My favorite line of Penny and stuff.
On the bottom, Carter. I like that. I'm liking that.
Sure.
Michelle Williams. There you go.
Oh, I like that.
Who's Michelle
Williams? She was on Dawson's Creek, but she's done a lot of indie work. She used to. She's got a.
Parker
Heath
Posey.
Ledger is
Parker
her
Posey sounds amazing.
That's
Parker
good.
Posey.
Parker Posey.
Sorry, it just
I love
hit me.
Parker Posey.
That's you.
It's Isla Fisher. I've
Yeah.
see her, yeah, because she's vulgar too.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, I like vulgar women.
But she can be really sweet and then a little crazy, and I like all of those things.
Tatum.
Uh oh. Drop
Everyone
it.
go get a snack.
God.
I don't know. I don't know, either like a fucking like 80s Merchant Ivory film with like a bunch of British people in it.
Just walking into rooms going,
Anything BBC.
Anything BBC,
Yeah, there you
because
go.
that's
a Moffat joint.
Yeah, that would be the most unlikely. Like, yeah, want Robert Zemeckis to make my movie, and I want Cheech Marin. No, I think
He is
it would
versatile.
It'd probably be a P.T. Anderson film, actually.
There you go.
The guy that did Boogie Nights and The Master and
Magnolia.
and a bunch of films that I really like. It'd probably be because I love that genre. I don't know. It's not really a genre. It's drama, but it's his own particular
I
style.
think he did Punch Drunk Love, which is
Yes,
my favorite.
he did, which is fucking awesome as well. I don't know who would play me though. I have no
What
idea.
about Cumberbatch?
Oh, that I'd get on board for that. I wish. Timothy Benedict fuck, I can't even say his name. Timothy Benedict Carlton Cumberbatch III is his full name.
He plays Sherlock.
He's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
not Khan in the new Star
and
Trek.
he's,
That's all they're like. Can't say who he is, but he's not Khan.
It's not Khan. And he's Smaug in The Hobbit. But we haven't heard him yet. But yeah, I'd go with that. I like that.
you go.
Yeah. Classy.
Did you say who would play you? I forget.
I have Fisher.
Yes.
I like that.
I used to, after Wedding Crashers came out, people would
It's
ask
so
me
funny.
Now here's
in,
an
like
interesting.
bars to say, "I'll find you or whatever it was that she would say.
Now, at the end of these movies, because these are classic biopics, like there's usually like the last scene, and right before the credits, the music begins to swell, and then you see just like the little placard that says Jamie Marchi went on to live another 30 years, making differences with blah 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 blah. Like, what would yours say?
Failed out of clown college.
It's nice.
There you go. Died alone.
Died alone.
Because we all do.
Every love story is a tragedy.
I don't know. Something stupid, like kept laughing.
I would say something like, I don't know, went on to write
Still
the Great
talking.
American Novel. Went on to write what is considered by many to be the great American novel of the 21st century. Litigation pending.
Well, you, Joel.
Spread his joy to all the children of... whole world in his hands.
That's not how he spread his joy, people.
That's right. Yeah. It's white out and joy is written in.
Exactly. I was with you.
I think all of our movies would be amazing. I think they would all be Oscar gold.
I'd watch this.
Oh yeah, there would, and if it was Wes Anderson, there would be a lot of slow motion walking to great music.
And then we'd have to do like an Avengers kind of thing where we merge all of our genres and actors into one.
So what are we doing here?
You would so be the Hulk.
I get to meet Ferrigno. Did I say that?
I heard he's a dick.
I've got to meet him.
Yeah.
I've met him.
I just want to like.
He's
I'm gonna,
Ferrigno.
and
Very
I know
nice
he
to
gets
me.
this all the time, but like I want to ask him if I can take a nap on his chest because like
He will
it
punch you
just
in the
looks
face.
Like he just,
But it's not an even surface.
no, I mean you don't want to get in between the. I mean he's got
The crevasses.
He's got
just doesn't
muscle
look-
cleavage.
right.
He does.
Right.
But then he
It's
has
just called cleavage.
He's got the muscle gut.
more protruding abs than necessarily.
We call that muscle gut.
muscle gut. His
At
muscle
the gym,
gut.
you and the guys.
Hmm?
You and the guys.
That's the word for it. It's because there's a way you can work out to make that happen, and it's considered incorrect. It's the equivalent to blowing incorrectly on a trumpet and giving yourself gigantic cheeks. That's not good technique. But it's called muscle gut.
Talk.
She got me.
I
So, all right, this is from Anne.
did. What does Anne want to know?
Anne says, for those of us with some exposure to anime, unusual stories, bizarre characters, and general strangeness are expected and cherished features of the medium anime. For those of you who don't know. We're actually going to talk about anime.
Oh, what?
However, I still find that some animes make me marvel at how different and rich the medium can be. Have you ever worked on or just watched an anime that surprised you by being even stranger than what you expected? As actors, directors, and writers, how much do you prepare? How do you approach the cultural characteristics of anime that you do not at first understand? Fuck.
I think it's important to remember that you can be just a little bit pregnant.
Tell me about it.
The lesson is everything's just a short flight of stairs away. I think that's our answer.
That's kind of thing we think we really tackled every.
Who wants to go horseback riding? Wow, Anne.
I'll say there was
That's a good
the
question.
anime that I thought just really shocked me as far as like how it really pushed boundaries artistically and with the story and the characters. It was just unlike anything I'd ever seen. Was I think Baka and Test. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just really revolutionary stuff there.
You did not.
crazy.
You did not see that coming.
No.
Actually, though, I will say I thought it was going to be like very much a boob show and very generic, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing like
No,
that.
it's nothing that you would expect.
No.
It's pop culture-rific.
Yeah. Which I love it when I have the freedom to do that. Edo Rocket's one for me because it was on so many different, it just levels of, it was an anime that was self-aware that it was based upon a play. Mm-hmm. So our dub became a dub that was self-aware that it was an anime dub that was based on a play. And so there were a lot of inside jokes and there's a lot of fourth wall and just great. It was just a lot of fun. Very, very crazy. And the other one would be Spice and Wolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it wasn't
Yeah.
so much. It wasn't that it was overly crazy. It's that it wasn't,
Right.
and that it was so simple.
And it was still interesting.
and still very
Fascinating,
interesting,
actually.
and well received. That because I remember we never thought that anybody.
Well, that was going to be my answer as well. Spice and Wolf was the one that really shocked me, and not because because to have it summarized for you, it sounds like a really boring show. You're like,
no action, none.
No action. It's all it's all within the framework of medieval European economics, and there's this crazy love story that's kind of never really realized between the two main characters, and it just feels like to have someone to explain that to you, it feels like a snooze fest. It feels like something like
You're watching a dynamic. It's fascinating.
but it's an incredible
It's
show. It's so character driven, and it's but I mean it's weird for not being weird, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's weird for being just very
Simple.
very simple, very straightforward, and convoluted in other ways that have nothing to do with what we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
From an anime, like we're used to, like, oh, this character's gonna like suddenly become this thing, or
Scream for 15
this
episodes.
institution is going to be or turn out to be bad or whatever. But I mean, I think as you watch enough anime, and it doesn't really get strange anymore. It just becomes what it is.
Yeah.
You're aware of what's going to, okay, everyone's in love with this guy.
I will say, Dead Man shocked me in a lot of ways. Dead Man Wonderland.
I was going to say Dead Man.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't, really end.
Right.
Because it's very much
But
left
then
open for
I'm
season
kind of
2,
used to that kind of
I
thing
liked
too,
it.
because it happens a lot with anime.
Well, for
Well,
me, it was kind of eye-opening a little bit, because I mean, I knew that anime really kind of can run the gambit of, like, very childlike to very adult, whatever. And I guess we've mostly kind of worked in the PG-13 realm, or maybe a little. And so that was really the first one that I had seen that really pushed the boundaries of the TV MA and, like, the language and the gore and everything else. And so
Toonami.
yeah,
Like, wow, okay, beep.
Yeah, it was intense.
I think we got up to like 21 beeps in an episode, something like that. It was just we did well.
That was like the hashtag whenever I would watch along while on Twitter. Beep.
But weird is all relative, I suppose. It's kind of strange to think about this, but I can't remember the last time something really shocked me as being weird or out of place. I mean, I might have been surprised by it, like I was with Spice and Wolf, but again, it was just because I think I expected the show to be a lot weirder than it really was, and it ended up being much more human than you would expect based on the premise.
Yeah, I think our expectation of weird is different than a lot of people because we live in a weird, like, what we do is weird.
What we do is weird, and we're artists, we're
so
actors.
fun to
that's
talk
what we
about
do.
it casually.
We like to
in front of people who don't get it.
It's funny to me, like I'll talk to like family members who have the normal 9-to-5 job or whatever, and have the weirdest movie they've ever seen might be Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Or something like that. They just have they have a very, 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 like, very low threshold for bizarre.
Right.
And I'll talk to them about things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's wonderful. Oh wow, I'm really freaking you out right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Like, what did you do today?
Yeah,
I was
like,
a kitty and my head exploded.
Well,
I'm just talking about, like, my tastes and just everyday things. I'm like, people sit there and go like, oh my god, did you see this movie? And it was amazing and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And they're blown away that I'm not as moved by it. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if that's
Well, yeah, but those are also
this.
I don't like having those conversations with people.
like I did
very
Chekhov a long time ago. I had 3 sisters, and it's Chekhov, and my grandfather's reaction to it was like, it's different.
It's different.
Right.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. different. And so when Chekhov or Shakespeare is different, anime is like,
Anime is like, oh yeah, you will not be the same person when you're done watching it.
Well, and as far as like like how you prepare by like getting into the other culture or whatever, I mean, it's good to be aware of that kind of stuff. Like, but I mean, to be honest, most anime is centered around relationships, just like anything else. And so, like, if you understand people, you don't really. I mean, I guess it might be important to know academically, like, why was this. How is this relationship different in Japan than it was here? But for the most part, the story is not going to change just because the language changes.
I'm like, why is this a big deal? Yeah. Like, this is nothing. Why is this a big deal?
I usually don't find that there is a huge cultural gap to bridge between that and what we're used to in our everyday life. And I think for people for whom that is true, I think lead very, very sheltered lives.
yeah.
They're just like, wow, that's just so weird to me because they can't. It's the fact that it's taking place in Japan, for example, is completely blindsides them to the fact that, well, this is actually a relationship, just like one you've probably had many times in your own life.
Right.
But
who hasn't slept with their own cousin? I mean, Japan.
I'll say, I did a commentary with Joel yesterday, and he, like, there are some questions that he always puts up on the monitor, and he always, like, comes up, like, hey, you should ask this in a very casual way. I'm not, how can I bring up the most awkward thing you could think of? And it just reminded me of
Practice. That's how.
What else we got?
You know what I was thinking about? Something awkward. Let's talk about it. Yeah, that's how you do it. Next question.
Let's see. This question comes from John.
Or we can move to lightning. It's whatever.
I can do that too.
It's whatever you want.
What's lightning?
What kind of horror movie monster would you like to be?
Lightning, quick answers.
Ooh.
I would like to be a wet Asian girl. There's nothing more terrifying.
See, I disagree with you. There's nothing not scary. There's fewer things.
Less
just about
scary,
everything is scarier to me than
Either
a wet girl.
Or a weeping angel.
Weeping angels are pretty fucking scary.
I have one in my backyard!
I've been waiting to see a photo.
Oh, right, I gotta take a picture of it. I've decided I'm gonna, Anyway, sorry, that's not lightning. I have a weeping angel in my backyard, and it freaked me out when Jean-Luc sat me down and made me watch the episode of Doctor Who, and I was like, there's one in my backyard, I never knew. And
Does
then
it ever move?
The next day I had a nightmare that it was in my hallway.
Oh,
I was like, fucking stop playing with Luke, this is your fault!
Oh, pumpkin.
What kind of horror movie monster?
I think I'd have to go with I don't know what specifically he is called, but the monster in Ernest Scared Stupid.
He's a troll.
Is a troll just a regular troll? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and Eartha Kitt, knows how to get rid of him.
That's right, with the Miak.
Miak.
The Bulgarian Miak. Or something. Anyway, that's mine.
Ernest Scared.
Wow, Ernest Scared Stupid.
That's right, I
haven't thought of that in a long time.
That's one of my Halloween movies.
A guy with a dog named Rimshot.
Every year I watch Ernest Scared Stupid for Halloween and
Ernest Saves
Clue.
Christmas. No.
Clue's good.
Clue's
Strong.
good Halloween.
Clue's
one.
amazing.
Die Hard for Christmas.
We did Clue one year for Halloween.
We did.
That was the first year I met you guys, yeah.
Yep.
Because Bevins was the butler.
Oh, and The
was
Ghost in
Wadsworth.
Mr. Chicken with Don Knotts.
Oh, no, see, I love The
that's
Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
That's my jam. Which has never been said about a Don Knotts.
I'm changing it to Mr. Chicken.
Horror movie, I guess
Horror
a
movie?
werewolf. I don't think...
I would like to be a werewolf. I like werewolves.
I would want to be a
cool.
werewolf.
They're
Too.
very
I don't think
classic.
there
It's not
are
very
enough
creative,
female
but-
werewolves.
I just think it sounds painful.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
A
But
vampire would be
transformation,
sexy.
a vampire would
Yeah,
be
I
sexy,
guess,
but
yeah,
I'm so
it would depend
over
on the
vampires
kind,
right now because they're so overdone.
Cliche right now.
They're cliched and they've become so neutered.
Yeah, and then you're going to meet some girl that's going to expect you to sparkle, and then you're just going to turn to dust.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be
Everybody's
an awkward
disappointed.
day.
Okay, that was not very fast. Next.
Right.
Did I
Faster
ask
than-
this or no? You asked.
No, I asked it.
Okay. Okay. Can all of you name 5 albums or songs currently on your playlist?
Oh God.
The most recent thing I bought, and I'm a vinyl lover, so I went record shopping the other day, and I got Modest Mouse.
Okay.
No One's First and You're Next is the name of the album. I got a Grizzly Bear album. What else? I got a bunch of awesome Christmas albums for this Christmas party that we had, and I found Christmas on Death Row, which is it's like all these like Tupac and like Snoop Dogg songs, like rap songs about like Christmas in the ghetto, and it's awesome.
Love it.
That's all I can think of right now.
Let's see.
I'm looking at my phone. I have Barton Hollow by the Civil Wars, that album.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ones, Aerosmith. Hello.
There you go.
Let's see. I'll go down here. Wait. Oh, it moved from albums. I have the Moulin Rouge soundtrack.
Nice.
And I have probably something booty shaking. Wilson Phillips. That's booty shaking. No. I have some booty shaking songs too. I don't do a lot of albums as much as individual songs.
Yeah, me too.
And I do love the 80s as well. So Hotel Room Service. I also sing that at karaoke. And by sing it, I mean fucking own that.
Yeah,
You do.
I was there.
I actually never
I
heard
was
the
there.
song before.
It was pretty amazing.
Oh God. Don't look. Individual songs. Don't Look Back by Kissing Cousins. It's really. I got a lot of depressing music lately.
You should check out the Civil Wars, even though they're not together anymore.
I got Glory Box by Portishead. Oh God.
Michael Jackson.
No, Michael. I did get a Paula Abdul song.
Nice. Straight up?
Straight up, yeah. Just so, I could be on a plane and just go,
Yeah.
you and me together.
Ow, ow, ow.
What? You don't like it? Move, bitch. God, what else? I got a couple of covers of some, like a cover of Tainted Love that's very creepy, and it's done with like a xylophone.
It does sound creepy.
And some Amy Mann.
Nice.
Pavlov's Bell by Amy Mann.
I have Out of the Game by Rufus Wainwright, which is a fucking brilliant album that he just put out. And what else do I have? I don't know. I did find this really, because I was in the mood for it. I found this Christmas, like, big band jazz, like all these Christmas carols done, and I had that. I'm still listening to it because it's really fucking beautiful done. It's, like, just really well done. Fuck, I don't know. Probably, Tom Waits' Bone Machine. Ooh. I was into that the other day. It's one of my favorite albums.
It's a great name.
Yeah, it's a great album if you like that kind of thing.
Bone Machines?
Bone Machine.
Yeah.
What else was that? That was 3. We'll say some Beethoven.
Shocking.
I know, shocking.
I was waiting. I was like, you got to say something like classical.
And just because I listen to it all the time, there's a classical composer for the piano that I love, who's very obscure, but his stuff is he's obscure because his stuff is impossible to fucking play. And his name is Charles Valty Alcan.
His name is also impossible.
Yeah, it's just Alcan, but like his name is CV Alcan, and he's fucking amazing. But there's a guy that actually can play his shit and released a bunch of albums a few years ago, and I've been like devouring them. So yeah, there you go.
Yay.
Fascinating.
Woo!
You know us all a little better now, I hope.
And ABBA.
What are you the most known for among people close to you?
No, I actually got some questions on Twitter. I'll ask those next.
I'm a really good friend.
Are a really good friend.
I
think that's true for all of us, though. I think you're all really good friends.
Yes.
I'm not a very good friend.
Like, known for anything other than
I don't have any.
Most of my friends, though, like my close friends, like
But I mean, what's a quirk?
Like they
what's a
leave me
quirk?
alone. Like,
What's a quirk?
They're like, oh, Joel's just going to stay at the house.
Like, what's a quirk? What's something like you're known for? Because it's easy to say,
if
I'm a good friend.
When I talk about you to other people, it's if you haven't laughed today, Joel, I guarantee has a story for you.
Yeah,
you have amazing
like
what the fuck stories.
You do. That's good.
I've had one nickname.
We should answer this for each other.
That's good. I've had one nickname that has kind of more or less stuck with me, and it's Little Burgers. And that is because, and it had to be pointed out to me, I like food that makes me feel like a giant. So, like,
Someone make that happen at a con.
If there are sliders on a menu, I get sliders. I'm like, yes, 6 burgers in my face. So,
I wonder if that's why I like sliders too.
I hate the taste of broccoli, but I will play Treehouse for days.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. What is Jamie know?
Jamie.
Besides my ass.
And the sass. I think the sass.
The sass. Yeah, definitely.
I might be a little sassy.
You are that.
Sass. Although I will say, I saw Lydia Mackey walking down the hall, and I didn't see her face until I was like, "Who is that?" And I went, "It could be Jamie." And I looked at her ass, and I went, "It's not Jamie."
It's a defining
I will
feature.
say, if I'm ever working on an anime, and I'm like, oh my god. This girl character has to say the most revolting, like, you're going straight to hell kind of crap that I've ever heard in my life. No one's going to say, oh, look at Jamie.
Yeah.
I've been cast in several roles just because of that.
I think you are known among the people that are close to you for going there. Like, you will go there.
Sure.
You have no fear.
I think you might be able to take some of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No one asks you a question they don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah. Probably why I'm not a director up there anymore. It's like, you're being a little abrasive, so.
You're being a dick. You're being too honest.
You're being a dick. Let's state the fucking obvious here. No, never said that. But, yeah.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe I should have. There you go. No, it's fine. I'm good. I like being able to leave and be like, oh, you guys are still here. All right. I'm going to get lunch. You.
I think he's known for how personable he is. He can talk to anyone on any topic for any length of time.
You're adaptable.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear about myself. I don't always think that. Yay.
That's good.
I can though. I find that I'm
Although, like,
can
on a
talk to
personal
just about
level,
anything else.
I love when, like, me and you just go for coffee, and it's just, you know what, let's just be bitches.
Oh, we dish like nobody's fucking
I'm
business.
like, oh my god, we're so bad. He's like, fuck it, it's just us. Fuck
It's
her.
just us. Fuck that person. You know that person over there that's buying a latte right now? Fuck them too.
I saw the look that she was thinking about giving me.
Like, we do this. When we get together, we become so fucking catty.
It's like, ooh, let's share a croissant. Know what? We're gonna each get a croissant.
You need to go
Fuck it.
shopping for clothes with me and Vanessa. It's like, man, it's like the cattiness factor. We get so like, bitch, trying to wear that. Whatever.
You are words.
Yeah,
you are wearing that. Oh, okay, I've got some questions via Twitter. Okay, I'm not going to ask
Questions.
the one from Kelly. Well, the one that Kelly asks, if you want to answer it, okay, is what's the best racist joke you've ever heard?
Oh!
I'm not answering that.
I'm not answering
I don't
that.
think there are good racist jokes.
I don't think they're funny.
That's a good answer, and I'm going to go with that too.
Okay, I'm not going to jump on this grenade either. I'm not telling you racist jokes. But I will say this. Racist jokes can be hilarious. I hang around with a very diverse group of guys, and when there's like me and a couple of my black friends, a couple of my Mexican friends, a couple of my Korean friends, when everybody's hanging out, it becomes the most racist scene I've ever seen. And just because we all know and love each other. And that's how we fuck with each other.
That's fine. But like, you know, like some of the worst jokes that I've ever heard about Mexicans are ones that like my family has told me, and they're like, "Don't tell anyone this joke." Like, or some of the most offensive jokes I've ever heard have been up at the studio, and they're like, "Yeah, don't tell anyone that I told you that joke."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I say sexist things all the time because people know me well enough to know that I'm kidding, and so I can get away with saying some really, really
but like if you'd
stuff.
never been around like this one chick, you would never say that.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be some level.
I'm a big believer if I would not say this in a room full of the people that this joke is about,
right.
I shouldn't say it.
Right.
It's inappropriate, like beyond inappropriate. If I'm in a room of blondes, I will tell a blonde joke. That's fine.
That's
You know,
But
it's
a
not
blonde has
gonna.
never been called a blonde, and it's
Or
it just ruined her day.
Suppressed.
You're
for
dumb.
thousands,
Yeah.
hundreds of years.
Blondes have never been
See,
like,
one thing I've never
kept from
really thought
voting
about
or
until
owning
Steven
property.
actually brought it up was I made a Mexican joke because I'm Mexican and I don't look Mexican and I forgot. And someone's like, that is really offensive. And I'm like, no, it's really not. I'm good.
Yeah.
And
I make gay jokes all the time, and I forget that people
I make
don't.
sexist jokes about women, like especially if I'm recording with Joel and it's like I'm playing a kid. Like it's like, oh yeah, I would get that pregnant. Oh, look at you trying to think. All that. Yeah,
that happens. But.
Okay, the real one that stood out was from Steve Yurko, or the Steve Yurko on Twitter. You should follow.
Hey.
Steve. Favorite nickname for male and female genitalia? Come on, Hanty, brief.
Here, I'm a Libra. I have a really hard time with favorites.
I know when we were doing Sekirei, me and Grundy found like a list of every euphemism for boobs ever, and I think by far my favorite was the Pointer Sisters.
That's good.
But for
Lady bits.
For lady
boy bits, I would say Harry and the Hendersons.
That's really strong. That's really good. I like that a lot.
I'm gonna need longer on the other one.
Harry and the Hendersons.
I like to call mine Lady Gaga. Because when I first heard her name, I was like, is that the name of a vagina? Because it sounds like it should be. It's going to be now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
Make her sing!
Woo! I like to say bajingo. Because it's so random. Bajingo for lady bits. Or like if I'm not sure, downstairs mix up.
I also like naughty bits for both. I like calling them naughty bits.
Naughty bits.
I heard it referred to once as a hootie hoo, and that has just been
A hootie
Is that from us?
Who twice like an owl and once like a vagina. Then we'll come.
Or hoo. Male? Actually, what makes most people uncomfortable is just saying penis.
Penis.
Testicles.
right.
I don't have this problem.
Twig and berries. I like
Twig and berries is good.
Didn't I almost get to name Brief's junk? Because you asked me
key.
about a bunch of dick names or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I sent you.
I can't remember either.
There was
Once I
there were some
knew
good
Joel
ones.
was brief, I would ask him questions about his about like words he used or things he wanted to say, and I would incorporate
It
them.
still amazes me that Colleen directed
Yeah,
with everything. There was like Steven, like you guys were talking about favorite moment, and ended up making it on the commentary or like it was for the panty and stocking commentary, which is like 20-30 minutes long.
Clearly she's watched the commentary.
I
I
have. Well, because they're like, you're on the commentary. I'm like, for what? I'm like, and
burping.
It's burping.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which didn't actually do anything for anyone except give me hiccups for the rest of the day.
Yeah. It made Colleen have to leave the room.
Yeah, well, that was great. It's like, where's she going?
She's gonna vomit now.
But yeah, hearing like, it's like, well, Jamie and I were talking about like all the different, like felching and things like that. I'm like, would that be?
Felching.
Wait, what? Why would you call it that when it should be this? And Steven's like, I'm gonna text Jamie. Oh god, like Steven was the perfect engineer for that, but Colleen was. I think she's like, thank God Steven's here.
Oh, I remember what it was. I wanted, and they couldn't work it in for Flaps, but I wanted Brief's penis to be Spurt Reynolds.
Yeah, that's right.
It didn't fit.
That's right. That's good. I also, just for the record,
That's awesome.
Michael was also incorporated into the writing because I decided the Demon Sisters needed to have a very heightened language, so I would just randomly ask him what his favorite words were.
That's right.
So the words that you don't know what the fuck means,
That's right.
those are his words.
That's right, because you would text me like at odd hours of the night and be like, "Oh, okay, what's like your top favorite insults?"
Well, you and I were some
I'd be
bits in
like,
it. Like you kind of.
It's in there. It's totally in
like
there.
troglodyte. What else did I say?
I used almost every
I
single
know,
word
because
you
I would.
said.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, and
That
even
made
ones
me
that,
feel-
like if Colleen
made
had
me
to
feel
change a
good.
line, I think she would text you.
Yeah, Jeremy kept saying, she would say, I was like, can we find out what this word means? I have no idea.
And I just don't want to say it wrong.
That was a lot. I had to look up a lot of what they meant.
I wrote a script. I wrote a line in a script yesterday that it made me think of that exchange that you just talked about, where I had a character call someone else a sloshing sack of offal, which is a really great insult.
That's really good.
It's awesome. Go look it up.
So what? Awful. I think you mean awful.
No. That's wrong. Oh, God, I've been saying it wrong all these years.
See, everyone's got a bit of the Gotham knowledge.
Goose, full.
Full circle. All right. Well, it's been we've gone
You
on
can
for
tell
quite
because
a
we're
while.
all so
like 3
tired. We're like,
days.
we're like, yeah.
I think we just got comfortable. We sat down, we got comfortable, and we just started talking.
That's the thing. Like
This
I've
couch
noticed
isn't
about
doing you
this
any
setup
favors.
because the setups each last time that you guys were here is just like an empty room.
Right.
And I'm like, I think we made it too comfortable. There was one where Steven, really had to cancel last minute. And Steven was laying down on the couch just, yeah, totally.
Was like, yeah. Zoe was like,
way too relaxed.
we're like,
I like it.
So tell me about your childhood.
Well, I was going to announce, our guest for February will be Justin Rojas.
Ooh.
On February 14th. If you don't know who he is, you should look it up.
He's where Goku got his hairstyle.
That's right.
That guy's got some hurrah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Panty and Stocking Blu-ray comes out the 15th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else? We're here for anime. Is there anything else?
Dead Man's out.
That's right, Dead Man's out.
What else? Was
I think
recently
Baka and
released?
Test 2 is coming
Baka and
out.
Test 2
It's
is
coming
out.
like this month, right?
See, Control is out too, right?
C is out, yes, and that's an awesome one.
Yes, it is.
Level E is also out. That one's really good.
That is an amazing show.
And and I've been pimping this on Twitter from time to time, but there is this awesome website of where this girl is making Carol balls, the little charm from Sergeant Frog,
So awesome.
to try to raise awareness and show Funimation that there's interest in
I like it.
dubbing the 4th season. So
Yay.
it's I think it's facebook.com/savesarge or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Guys, check that out because it's a fantastic show. And yes, and if you go into Joel's booth, you will know how he feels.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
it's all 8 6s and frogs.
I would love it to come back too because I really enjoyed writing it.
Fucking fun show.
Aww.
Fun show.
But Hitalia's coming back. I'm excited about that.
Oh, is it?
There's a 5th season. Yeah. I know everybody's so excited.
We talking about
Polish film.
I think we can
I don't
talk
even.
about that.
I don't know. We could.
No, it's out in Japan. That's what we know.
Yeah, there's a.
Oh, that's all we know.
okay, well,
That's
we
all.
don't know that.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a stage 5 of Initial D that started airing in Japan in November.
Or I thought it was like a reboot. Or
Honestly, I have not
I don't
done
know.
a
I
whole
haven't.
heck of a lot of research.
All
but
I
know
actually
that-
got messaged on Twitter like, guess what? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
And with that, thanks for being
Check
on
us out
again.
on our Twitters and my Facebook and Facebook.
Jamie Margie, voice
Margie.
actress. Joe McDonald at
Balls a poppin'.
At Marky Mark.
at T Doty.
I'm going to get a Twitter now just so I can be with the cool kids.
You should probably
Start one for Ian. Somebody.
Yeah. Oh, somebody just leave that up to the
Anybody.
universe.
That's right.
Someone's gonna tell Ian, and he'll be like, "I better start one."
No.
Right.
Yeah, like right now. Jamie's like texting. Someone's gonna tell him.
Maybe you should.
All right, guys. Well, later.
Poop.
And things.